What's up, man? Can y'all hear me? Iceberg. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear me? Okay, it's good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up. Let me see. Iceberg. Okay, good. We good. Samson. Okay. T. Okay, good. Good. Okay, we on. We on. I think the reception had to kick in. Can you hear me? All right. Can you hear me? Okay, y'all. Samson. What's up, y'all? Now listen. I'm waiting on Prada right here. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me know when you
Nah,
can
I'm
hear me,
here.
Prada. Or you.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay.
Okay, good. Okay. hmm Okay, so your shit going in and out. It's cutting in and out. Or how is it now, y'all? It's cool now? Prada, is it cutting in and out?
Nah, I'm
Master
here.
XC. Right, is it cutting in and out though? Or to my
Yeah,
mind,
you
on
got a
my
you
end?
got a little turbulence and shit, the matrix, but it's good. Good.
Okay, hold on. Oh, is that better?
Yeah, you smoke.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
hmm Okay, now listen, y'all. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Make sure y'all tell everybody your mom if she's still living. Happy Mother's Day. If she's not, you know what I'm saying, send her a blessing. Okay, everybody out there, all the moms. Artful Wild King shit. Yeah, y'all come on in. Now listen, y'all. It's gonna be one of them days. I think this is gonna be like an ongoing thing forever when it comes to the game and this culture and the shit when it comes to this pimping. You know what I'm saying? And what it and what it is and what ain't. When it got the debates and verses between and perspective sharing between, this macking and the pimping and the smacking and all that type of stuff. Or for a while, where y'all at? Because we got my partner. Can y'all still hear me? Can you hear me, Prada?
Yeah. Yeah. You're all the way.
Uh, okay, making sure. Okay, yeah. So look, so we got my partner, right, y'all? He got some perspective questions. You know what I'm saying? So, however, y'all know what show be thinking about certain stuff. So, what I want to do is where Iceberg at? Where Iceberg at? And Iceberg also wants to talk to you about this 360 thing, bro. Oh, because I remember them lives before, right? And you was like, what you say? You said, a 360. You said Square's 362, right? And I didn't really commented on it too much, right? But that always stuck with me. You see what I'm saying? Then I figured some shit out like the other day, and I said, oh, you know, um, yeah, I said, oh, However, or matter of fact, I think Master. Well, no. Somebody need to answer some questions. Who will come up and answer some? Hold on. Let me see. Come up, Iceberg. Look at Moni. You gotta check Moni out, probably. You gotta check Moni out.
What's that?
Moni Muffin. Yeah, Moni Muffin. She just came in the building. I'm saying pretty ass game. That's another one. Probably pretty ass game. She day one. What Iceberg got? Well, we could talk. We could talk. Some people gotta get away. Okay, yeah. So let's get it going. Ty, brought
Yeah.
up. So look, y'all. When a pimp is getting at a bitch, is he macking at her? That's the question.
Is he macking her? Is he macking her or
And that's
pimping
what.
her, or is a
Is he macking her?
combination? Is a combination, or is macking the definition of becoming a mac? Or could you be macking at a bitch for her to become yours, or for her to hoe up? Or is there just a line drawn between macking at a bitch and pimping at a bitch?
Now, did y'all hear that? Is there a line through macking? Is there a difference between macking at the bitch or pimping at the bitch? Can you a pimp and when you getting at her, is it macking at her? If you a mac and you getting at her, could it be pimping at her? YG, will you answer some questions, please? Okay. I am Kayla. Christine says there's a huge difference. Will y'all come up because look, you know my thoughts on this. So I think Mac can still choose to. I don't know what that means. Pretty ass. I need one of y'all to come up because I don't want to talk
Okay,
about
what
this
about this?
anymore. Can't pimp on the bitch that
Okay,
ain't
what
paying your
about this?
pimping.
Right.
Now look, now this is pretty. These are bitches. I am him, not them. What's up? I'm
Okay, so
listening,
I'm
Prada.
saying, right, when a pimp first acknowledges a bitch, right, he has no
Right.
history of the bitch, right? And his first impressions, and he is trying to make the bitch laugh, make the bitch, you bring a bitch in, potentially interviewing this bitch. Is that macking? Or when you say your first few words to the bitch, are you gonna choose some pimping at the bitch, or is it macking, or could it be, or is there a line drawn between pimping at a bitch when you first encounter her, or macking the bitch?
What's your
Bless to
perspective,
see everybody.
YG?
How we feeling? How we feeling today? Well, I mean,
Blessing.
I feel it depends on where you come from. I feel everybody have a different concept. If you talk to some older heads in the game, they'll say macking at the bitch, and if you talk to some of the new school, they'll say pimping at the bitch. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel it's only a matter of circumstance. Like everybody has their perspective on it. Now the objective is to get the bitch and to get the bitch to pay and to teach her some game. You dig what I'm saying? So I think the objective is more important than just the call. You feel what I'm saying? But we can unpack this and see if we can get deep into some more thoughts on it. Can y'all hear me?
I hear you loud and
Okay. What
clear.
about you, Prada?
Yeah, I ain't clear. I agree.
Okay. What y'all think? Let's talk about it.
I agree.
Because when you let's say okay, and look, let's bring this perspective in, right? Let's say you ain't got no bitch. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you ain't got no bitch, what I was taught was you mac it. You gotta mac until you get the bitch. You gotta self mac. So you getting up, you looking yourself in the mirror, you telling yourself, hey man, I gotta get out of here, I gotta make something happen. Now you're not doing no pimping, you ain't pimping at the bitch, but you macking at the bitch. You feel what I'm saying? You going at it with the game. Now, macking at the bitch is really just, spitting game at it, as we might say. So some people might say you're spitting game at the bitch. You feel what I'm saying? And then some people, who want to feel cool and smooth, they might say, well, look, I'm pimping at the bitch, pimping at the bitch. So it just, like I say, it all depends on where you at. But if you ain't got no bitch, you definitely macking at the bitch because you ain't doing no pimping. And there's nothing wrong with macking. In my eyes, there's nothing wrong with macking at the bitch. You know, it ain't nothing wrong with that. If you ain't got no bitch, you just try to get it in. And there's also something called self-macking too. And I teach a lot of the young cats coming under me. You self-mack yourself. You got to tell yourself certain things when you get up in the morning. You feel what I'm saying? To go out there, especially if you ain't got no bitch. I don't know if y'all ever seen some nigga, man, he might have one bitch and they ain't got no car. You feel what I'm saying? But he gonna go self-mack himself. He gonna take his bitch. They gonna walk to the motherfucking track. He gonna probably buy a couple condoms. You dig what I'm saying? Tell her do what she need to do. Meet me or call me, or let me know whenever you done with that and come back. He's self-macking himself. He going out, he telling himself no matter what the circumstances is in front of him, he might not have too much as far as toolery. You dig what I'm saying? But he's still using the game that he got in order to go out and make the egg crack. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What you think, Show?
I mean, I just want to just let this marinate a little bit longer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. I'm gonna let this marinate a
Well,
little
Show, I
bit
know you
longer.
got something, man.
I'm gonna let this marinate a little longer. I like this. Oh yeah, these niggas ain't learned nothing. Okay, hold on. Let it get this marinate a little longer.
Nah, man, I
You
see
know what I'm
T.Y.
saying?
I see
I'm
T.Y. say,
gonna let
T.Y.
marinate a
say
little
that's still the
longer.
job of the pimp, right? That's the pimping. So now, I agree. You know what I'm saying? When you popping at the bitch from an older point of view, that's the way it was referred. Like, you macking at the bitch. You macking this bitch. You know, because your intention is to pimp on a bitch. Exactly. I agree with what YG said, and that's I hear a lot of noise. I agree with what YG said, and that's
Knowledge.
what
Somebody,
that's the conversation I
somebody
Okay,
was having
background is loud.
a bit earlier.
Yo,
okay.
somebody sound like
Yeah,
somebody
we
sound
hear
like they
you.
underwater.
Now
Yeah,
you probably
I
got the
might have
top
a
down
little bad
or something. You in a
service. Yeah, I might
Tesla.
have a little bad service. I'm on the highway.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Now, K Divine. Okay, what's up,
What's
bro?
going
Okay, now
on?
look. Now this was now look. I'm really just hosting for today. That's how I really like to look at this. However, this is what the discussion is. Can if a person doesn't have a bitch and that person is endeavoring to be a pimp or he is a pimp, but he's getting at a bitch who's not his hoe, is he macking at her or is he pimping at her?
Hey, you.
Once a pimp gets pimping, is he pimping at, what the between pimping at the bitch, macking at the bitch? Can a mac say he's macking at the bitch while he's trying to get pimping on her? Or the words that he's whatever he's doing to turn the bitch out or to get the bitch, that's pimping at
That's
the
just
bitch.
the etiquette. What we looking at across is because it's good pimp etiquette, but that was when we had tracks and everybody had to participate. You really didn't want to be out there getting at everybody's bitch if you didn't have nobody, didn't have that down for somebody to work at. But then it was always the argument of, well, how I'm gonna get a bitch if I ain't working at that. You know what I'm saying? So that was always a chicken and the egg type of scenario. You know what I mean? Because, if you don't actively have work, the best place to find an act is you got why should it be cool?
Yeah, knowledge might have to come on back. He breaking up real bad.
I'm gonna go out.
He probably in, yeah, he probably in them mountains in the sticks right now.
Yeah.
Is that better? Tell the kid.
Okay, we good now. We want this
Mm-hmm.
game to come out smooth so everybody can hear it. But yeah. So that would be, I say, man, just me personally, man, yeah. So you macking at the bitch, you could be macking at the bitch while you pimping. You dig what I'm saying? Because I think macking the art of macking is just the art of conversation. You feel what I'm saying? But you got different definitions for mac because some people think mac, a mac. Let's talk about. Let me ask you this, Show. I know you just hosted, but I just wanted to get your perspective. Do you think that what is the difference from a Mac and Mackin?
I'm not here to give all my answers away, not just
Okay.
yet.
Well, I
All right,
believe,
Prada,
but I
what you
believe,
think?
but I believe a Mac is the actual position. you know, and that's the way I was taught. Like the Mac has a different position than the pimp, you know what I mean? But now Macking was the process of knocking a bitch, you know. So now, yo, like I believe that's what you said a little bit earlier, man. You know, it all depends on what your aim is, what your goal is, you know. So now the
Well,
question,
can we agree that the Mac, the pimp, and the player plays on the same landscape of the game?
yes, I could agree.
Okay. And do
I
we
agree.
also think that Macs, pimps, and players can borrow certain traits from each other,
I believe
but
it's
still,
all in the same. I believe that it's all in the same genealogy, you know. You know, it's the same blood.
Ty say no. Come on up, Ty. Let's talk about it. Ty said no.
YG gonna call him out. YG
No,
gonna
I ain't
call him
calling
out.
them out. We just want to take a conversation, you know, without show. You feel what I'm saying? Show kind of keep things going, but he playing the background. So if Ty want to come up, you know, maybe send an invitation, show, send it out to him. You know, we can talk about it.
Yeah, because y'all gonna ask me, and I'm gonna give you the answers. Then y'all gonna take my answers and then to turn them around like the y'all answers anyway. That's why I just want to wait till y'all get it all out.
Well, no, I ain't gonna turn nothing around. Well, not me personally. Shoot, that's Ty.
What
And
up? What up?
Ty,
What up?
Ty don't be
Blessing,
playing. Or
blessing,
you niggas think this a
blessing.
game? You niggas think this a game?
Oh man,
What's up,
slow motion,
Ty?
man. Just watching this
Okay.
motherfucking game and shit, chilling and shit. Ain't too much going on. What's good?
Okay, now Ty, now you've been listening.
Yes, sir. Always.
Okay, now what's so sir? What's your thoughts so far about
Well, I
what you've
mean,
been
you know what
hearing?
I'm saying? The young man. I mean, I ain't gonna call him no young man. The gentleman said, Pimp, Mac, player, they all playing on the same level playing field, and I would say no because a pimp don't play. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm all right, when you saying macking at a bitch, it's how you trying to have a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm popping out the window at a bitch on a blade, I'm not macking at her. You feel me? I'm popping it at her. You know what I'm saying? Now if I'm sitting across a motherfucking table at a bitch at dinner and I'm trying to have her sexually and I'm trying to coerce her that way, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm macking at the bitch. You feel me? You know, that's how I feel about it.
Okay, that's a good perspective. That's a good perspective, I think. But
You feel
you
me?
got
Okay,
some people
TY,
that
TY,
say,
I have a question for you then. I got a question for you. So now when you say, so when you try to acquire a bitch sexually, you know, that all falls under macking, right? Are you saying that is what your
Yeah, but
definition
a square can
of
do that.
macking would be?
A, squ- a square can do that. You feel me? A square
Yeah,
can't pimp at a bitch.
absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because see, if I'm trying to have a bitch, it's the way I'm trying to have her. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have her. I'm trying to have her whole her. You know what I'm saying? As in, I'm trying to pimp at the bitch. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm macking, then I'm trying to talk a whole lot of sweet shit to the bitch and trying to coerce her in another type of way. You feel me?
well, I would say, you know, because you got some people that might say popping at the bitch, macking at the bitch, pimping at the bitch, it's all the same thing. It's just a matter of lingo. It's a matter of like knowledge. You said the region that you're from, and it's a matter of, you know, how you've been taught in the game. You feel what I'm saying? Well, I
Well,
think, you know, we kind of saying the same thing in the sense of it's all, you know, spitting game. It's all bringing game. Now, you
well,
know, I don't even the max. I don't know too many max that is going to be talking to a woman just for sexual pleasure. I feel that's maybe like a player or
right.
for a square that's going to be coming for the, you know, just for the sex. They, you know, popping it at her for the sex or macking at her for the sex or whatever it might be. But from my perspective, the max, they want the money too. You feel what I'm saying? Now a mac,
I agree with that. I
yeah, a
agree with
mac.
that, but I agree with that, but I would
No,
say,
let me say this: a
okay,
mac is not going to send a hoe to the track, but he'll accept the money.
for
You see
sure,
what I'm saying?
for sure.
So a Mac is not going to do any pimping. He's not going to be giving out instructions, but he will accept the money. He'll accept the money from a hoe. He'll accept the money from a bitch that work at Walmart. He'll accept the money from a lawyer. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure. That's his
What you
job. You know
think?
what I'm saying? But when you say pimp,
Okay, now but what about macking? But what about
but when you
macking
say
though? Prada, you quiet. What
When
about
you say
Mackin? Go
pimp,
ahead.
player, and Mac, those are three different motherfuckers. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
But do
Those
they
not
all?
three different the same. Now I might have the attributes of a little bit of both of them in my game, but you know what I'm saying? Those are still three different motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. Well, what is it? Okay, somebody said max are squares. What is a square? What do you guys think the definition of a square? What makes a person a square in the that's not in the game?
Well,
Because of
anybody
course
that's
we know.
not in this game, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about dope boys. I ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying, scammers, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't in this game, as in Pippin and Horn, they squares.
Okay,
Okay,
so according
so
to
I got a question.
according.
So
Okay, go
TY,
ahead.
my bad, my apologies. TY, so can a pimp be a square?
No, he can't, because he's a pimp.
Can a square
Now he can do some
pimp?
square shit. He can do some square shit, you know what I'm saying? But if he's a true pimp, then he can never be square.
Can
Same
a pimp be a square?
same as if a
What
lawyer
can
bitch come fuck with a pimp. How she square if she fucking with me?
absolutely. Okay, so can a square be a pimp?
No, I don't know. I just said no. Square can't be
No,
no
no,
pimp.
no. My bad. The question was first. The first question was, do you believe that a pimp could be a square?
I believe a pimp can do some square shit.
And you say a pimp. Now a square can't be a pimp.
Well, is a pimp working a square job? Is he getting his money from a hoe? How is he square? He in a lifestyle. How is he square?
Okay.
Now he can do some square shit. He can chip and fuck on a square bitch and do some square shit. He can miss pimp. He can do some square shit. But I don't consider no active pimp a square.
Righteous, righteous. Okay. Just a question because it comes up.
So what are your thoughts, Prada? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Well, my thoughts is that I believe that. I mean, because I've watched a square transition into some pimping. So so I believe that a square can at some point become a pimp. But now I don't believe that a pimp can be a square motherfucker. You know what I mean? I don't think that's possible, at all. But now like
Well,
why I say yeah, I believe a pimp could do some square shit. Like that happens. Now can he be a square? Like no, I believe once he's some pimping, ain't no way that he possibly can be a square.
well, see, I think it goes back to, and this is just from what I've learned. A square. What is square? Square is 90 degree angle, right? So a square only has a percentage of what it takes in order to make it. A pimp, which is well rounded.
First off, a square ain't a 90-degree angle. A square is
360, right?
360 degrees all the way around.
Now a triangle would be 90, right?
Come on now. Okay, look, TY, let me bring up Iceberg.
All right, let me drop down.
All right, thank you, bro. We're going. Okay. Y'all giving us fat, wrong information.
Okay,
Golly. Hold
so
on.
you say a square is 360 degrees, or is that
All the way around.
a circle?
I said square is 360 degrees all the way around, bro.
Is a circle 360 degrees?
I'm too vicious for you, YG. I'm trying to tell you, but that's why I want you to talk to them. Okay, look, cause I'm gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? But brother, come on, bro. Too vicious. Iceberg.
Y'all can hear me?
Yep. Okay, now, if you don't have a hoe, the words that you use to communicate to get to the bitch or to get her to be, is it macking or pimping? Are you pimping at her or are you macking at her? And one more thing, can a mac do some pimping without being a pimp? And can a pimp do some macking without pimping still?
Yeah, to me,
Is that right, Prada? Like it pretty much.
Wait, say that again. You say can. Okay, I believe what the conversation was is macking at a bitch pimping? I don't know. Does a pimp mac at a bitch as opposed to pimping at a bitch? If you don't know the bitch, if you never met her before, and you popping a bitch, you trying to, draw the bitch attention. Is it macking or is that pimping? Or is there a line drawn between what a pimp can do or what his position is when he's getting at a bitch? Right? Is that what we were saying? Is that what it was? YG?
Yep. We was talking about macking. I was finna break something down, but Show said a square is a 360-degree angle, so I'm still stumped by that.
Man,
But
come on.
I didn't say that.
what's up, Iceberg? Come on upstairs. It sound like you downstairs.
Nah, shit, I'm up here, man. I got these AirPods in. I don't know.
Okay. Did you get what he was saying though, Iceberg? Did you get the question? We talking about macking? We talking about macking at the bitch versus pimping at the bitch.
I got that, but on what you just said though, the square is a 360. That's both 90-degree angles. That equals a 360. So the square is still in the.
I was finna go into that. You dig what I'm saying? But Show cut me off. He ain't let me finish. I said 90-degree angles connecting. I was finna go somewhere, but Show came through and stop me. But we can keep rolling.
Yeah, so that's still a 360. You feel me? It's still complete within itself.
Mm-hmm.
As far as
I do remember Show said you got to be well rounded, right? Yeah. And a circle is just, it's connected. It's all connected. It's never ending. What goes around comes around. That's 360 degrees. So I was finna go into something on that. But Prada, go and break down the initial because I want to hear Iceberg's. I want to hear his perspective on this.
Okay, so
listening already. Look, hold on, not to cut you off. I've been listening already, and what I'm saying is, yes, it's a line drawn between the two, between the pimping and the macking. Because what's the destination that you're trying to reach with? Is you trying to mac on the bitch, or is you trying to pimp on the bitch? You feel me? I don't know if y'all peeped it in the comments, but what I already said is, a mac is down there the same as a renegade. You feel me? In the sense of a renegade ain't got to stand up to a certain code of conduct that a hoe that's up under some instructions, that's up under some folks got to stand up to. So a Mac is on the same thing. He ain't gotta display the same code of conduct that a P does. You feel me?
Okay, so basically what you're saying is that a Mac is different than a pimp. Okay, but now, what the actual question is? Okay, so do you believe that only a Mac Max that's okay, Macking only belongs to a Mac? You don't believe that a pimp do any Macking?
Iceberg.
He still with us?
I don't know. Oh, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Iceberg. Okay, so so the question now is, okay, you believe only, or do you believe that only a Mac does the Macking?
What you mean by only a Mac does the Mac?
Okay, so because what's being
Well,
said,
pretty much Iceberg meaning, can you be
Does a pimp do any macking?
exactly?
Man, a pimp do pimp. That's my take on that. That's plain and simple. The pimp do pimp. Y'all just talked about it. The Mac can do a million of different things. You can fuck with a square bitch. You can be fucking on square bitches. You can be breaking a bitch that's at a 9 to 5.
But you have to get the bitch. What you got, you can do pimp. Use pimping. Is that right, brother? Something like that. You guys, YG?
that's what I believe. I mean, I agree with the way
YG. What about you,
expressed
YG?
it earlier. But that's the way you believe, because think it's a
They
matter
all
of.
working together. That's bitches.
I believe it's a matter of
Go ahead.
what time you came in the game, because
Yeah.
you know. Go ahead.
Ask that question again, show. You was breaking up.
No question. I ask you what you believe. You agree with that, YG?
Damn, you breaking up
Or you
bad.
disagree?
Okay, do I agree with what? I can't hear you. I can't.
Do you agree? Do you agree that all a pimp needs, or all what a pimp uses to get the bitch is pimping? Or do you believe that a pimp has to use macking in order to get the bitch before he gets pimping?
I mean, I feel it's perspective. It's perspective. So, of course, a pimp gonna be pimping at the bitch, right? But you would also have some people that might say a pimp is macking at the bitch, or like the other guy.
So what do you say? What's your perspective?
I just said, of course, a pimp will be pimping at the bitch. That's why you gotta listen. You gotta listen so you can keep up. I said that's
No, you said people have different perspectives. That's what you started with. Then you gave the perspectives that people would have. So I'm saying, what does the person have, and that person being you,
I
sir?
said, of course, a pimp will be pimping at the bitch, but I also was well rounded and I gave you the whole story of it. You dig what I'm saying? My perspective is the pimp will be pimping at the bitch, right? But you have other perspectives out here, and I didn't explain them, but I was just giving you what those perspectives were. So I'm gonna answer the question how I want to answer it.
That's great. So you believe that a
I
pimp is
don't
pimping.
believe I don't
Great.
believe nothing, because the word believe means to know
Well,
without
that's
knowing. I deal in knowledge. So ask me what you know.
well, so your perspective is a pimp uses pimping while
Yeah,
he's getting at the bitch.
I mean,
Okay.
it
You
just
know
it go
what?
it's good. It's synonymous with each other. Pimp, pimping, macking.
Okay,
Right.
okay, show.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
all right, show, show.
I
So
agree with
at
that.
that right there, your
Yes.
words, right? Let me ask you a question. So, if a pimp,
Where's the pimping out in the chat, y'all?
if the
Go ahead.
pimping calls his lingo macking, you say that he's not a pimp, right?
I say I've never heard of a pimp ever doing anything like that.
So your answer is no, right? See, you know what?
I
I'm not inclined to try, a pimp in his place, right? So now, the way that he run his program, I feel like, it's whatever as long as, right? So now, whatever he might conclude or whatever he might come to with the way that, he addresses himself, like, I'm going to be able to tell if he's some pimping or not. Like, it's going to be clear to me what his angle is, because he's going to be sending a bitch and doing what pimps do. But now the question comes, because there's a different type of,
well, if
like,
a pimp sends a bitch, does that mean he's pimping? If a person who calls himself a pimp that's sending a bitch, does that mean they're
no,
pimping?
That's what I'm getting at.
not me.
That's what I'm getting at, though. I got a question on that. You feel me? Like,
No, that don't necessarily
so
mean
look,
that.
if a nigga's macking to get the bitch, he's macking at a bitch to get the bitch, right? So then now he got the bitch. That graduated him to pimping, because since now he got the bitch, he macked at her to get her. Now he got her. Now he graduated from mac to pimp, or he transitioned from mac to pimp because he got the bitch. Is that what we saying?
Or if he lose the bitch, he goes back to the Mac in
Hey,
order to
hold on,
use.
so now he lost the bitch. Now he's back a mac. Is that what we saying, yo?
I've never heard a pimp resisting anything other than nothing with that. Like, I've never heard a tug of war of a pimp wanting to use anything other than pimping the pimp. But I've always heard Macs who knew that they weren't pimps at heart go back and forth and use macking for interchangeable reasons. One time, if it's when it's the motive, the intent, yeah, I'm pimping at the bitch that ain't my bitch because my intention is for her to be my hoe. So I'm pimping at a bitch whether she's a turnout or not. I'm pimping at the bitch whether she's mine or not, because now what? What if I got 2 hoes, 3 hoes already, and now it's a new bitch that ain't mine? So now I have to use pimping on this bitch or backing on a bitch that ain't mine yet, and then go back to pimping on the hoes that's been down for 6, 8, 9 years?
Okay, so I have a question for you then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a question
Hold
for
on,
everybody.
YG. What do we say about that, YG? What do you say? We think about that, YG?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Prada. I understand,
Okay,
YG.
so
Go ahead,
right, so
Prada.
we, okay, so I'm quite sure everyone has seen the actual movie, The Mac, right? So now,
I haven't.
okay, so now, for everyone that has, would you consider the Mac a Mac or a pimp?
YG, Iceberg.
Y'all talking about the movie?
Talking about
I mean,
the actual
I
movie.
mean, the movie,
Iceberg, bitch.
the actual movie, The Mac, they wanted to put pimp, but see, back in those times, it wasn't, as the advertisement wasn't as good. So of course they used the Mac, you know, and the Mac has always, me personally, from my research, from my pops and people around me that I know who played this game, on a good level, the Mac has always played it at a different level than the pimp. The Mac will be the person who owned the strip club, pretty much. Because see, some people think about Macs as people that's on the street. The Mac will be like the person who run the strip club. You dig what I'm saying? He deals with bitches in a certain capacity. He might have about 20, 30 bitches working for him. He not intimate with them. He not emotional, connecting with them on that level like a pimp might connect with him. You dig what I'm saying? It's more so of a work relationship when it comes to the Mac. Now the Mac of what people think of, we think about, we just think about a Mac as a somebody who, just a man who fuck with all different type of bitches, pretty much. That's what I'm hearing. You feel what I'm saying? But it's different in different states. You got 50 states in America, and each state has a different way of doing things. You dig what I'm saying? So we not gonna ever get to one basis on what a Mac and what a pimp is. Everybody gonna always have their own perspectives on those things. You feel what I'm saying? I just say play your game how you want to play it. And if you're a pimp on, if you're Mac on, do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a person to argue and go back and forth.
Absolutely. Well said. Oh, now, from what I understood, Pretty Tony Mac was he was a pimp, but he was a Mac and he was a pimp, and he had a whole lot of other ventures, things going on.
They couldn't put the pimp. You see what I'm saying? Because pimping has never been something that has been
Right.
able to be advertised and promoted in an outward sense. Now, of course, in the 90s, they start promoting pimp more. You see what I'm saying? They start promoting the pimp lifestyle and the a big rapper. You feel what I'm saying? So it started to be integrated in society a little bit more. But back in those times, they just used the Mac, for advertisement purposes. So they were showing pimping, but they was using. So that kind of confused a lot of people too. Heard older players or older, not older players, but older pimps say macking at the bitch. You dig what I'm saying? That actually did some good pimping. So that's why I say it's a matter of perspective, and it's a matter of from in the United States. On the East Coast, that's going to have a certain thought about it. Then you got people on the West Coast that's going to have a certain thought about it. Then us in the Midwest, we going to have a certain, I'm saying, just like everybody and things, but game that inside of this pimping. And if you know those rules, guidelines, always know how understand it and to learn and get paid millions to do it. Like people play war games and get paid to do it. Games is a part of this life. You get what I'm saying? So you can't run from the game. You know. So when people say, "Oh man, you don't want to play," no, you better play the game. You don't be play.
Okay, I'm listening.
Or if you don't play it, you might wind up in jail. You might wind up in jail.
We got the real John Summers in the comments, right? So he said there was no pimping in the Mac, right? So now, next question. Say, okay, so when the is that pimp or macking the real John Summers? No, would that be pimping or
Master Mac.
necessary? But now, I can't say, you know, my partner is not because he got the pimp on a certain way. You know, got different type of women in the world. They have different requirements. What about you? What do you think? Like, do you have a situation, or have you ever had a situation where it requires you to manage a bitch a little different than a previous bitch, to where it might have become something more simple than the actual work that you normally do, something out of the norm?
Well, everything is based on under the program that I'm running, right? So I'm not necessarily trying to acquiesce to what she wants more so than make her get down with what I got going on. Now, if she can fit inside what I got going on and she can stand up to what I'm kicking, you know, how I'm going to deal with her is going to be based on her life experience, because, you know, some of the strategies that I might use in order to infuse my game inside of her might be different than what I might use to infuse it inside of another one. You dig what I'm saying? Who might be in the game. So, you know, but it's all about program, you know, running your program a certain way. You feel what I'm saying? And each woman is going to be different. You know, some of them going to come in, some of them going to be and been through different things. You know, you might have some of them that might have different attributes and things that the upbringing. You know, if you have a different culture, you that they come different, thinking different, but my program, you know, so it's not going to be cookie cutter. You feel what I'm saying? The game is going to be tailor made for each situation, but each situation is going to fit inside my program. It's like pieces to the puzzle. I'm just looking for the right pieces to click in. You dig what I'm saying? And if she fits the bill, then, you know, then we can move along and we can do what we do. And I've found a lot of fortune in that and moving that way. You feel what I'm saying? You know, shows say all pimp the same.
YG.
Talk to me, Ice.
Yeah, remember the acronym for pimp? You said persistent in my philosophy, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. You feel me? You're not gonna add nothing else or take nothing away other than that. What you trying to get to?
Exactly.
You feel me? So that's where it go with the macking and the pimping. Like shit, if pimping was what was martial arts. Like yeah, we all in the martial arts. You feel me? You may have a different technique, you may have a different style, but
That was yeah,
it's
exactly.
still pimping. You know what I'm saying? So the macking, that's a whole nother sport. Like y'all might not agree, but like I said, man, the Mac is similar to what a renegade is in the game. Am I wrong in that?
Well, no, I don't necessarily think you're wrong. You know, right and wrong is a matter of circumstance. I think that, you know, what you break it down is a good perspective. You know, I I I I can agree, like me and Prada said earlier, that pimps, max, and players kind of play on the same landscape in terms of the game. You feel what I'm saying? Because game is interchangeable, right? In my eyes. You feel what I'm saying? But a pimp is gonna do what a pimp is gonna do, you know, and a Mac is gonna do what a Mac is gonna do. It's different things. You feel what I'm saying? The player is gonna do what a player is gonna do. You know, all these lanes is different lanes that you can play in. It just depends on what lifestyle that you want to live. It's based on the lifestyle that you want to live. You know, what level do you want to play this game at? You know, I always say the pimp is like, you know, when you pull up to the hospital and shit, and you see doctor such and such, and it's the parking spot that can't no park in. You know, the pimping is like that. You dig what I'm saying? It's nothing. You know, it's the highest in my eyes, the highest of the high. You know, because a pimp is the ultimate philosopher. A pimp is the ultimate psychiatrist. A pimp is the ultimate businessman. A pimp is the ultimate real estate agent, because of course, you know, you're gonna have different spots and, you know, things of that nature that you know you could put people in. A pimp is going to be a financial guru because he can take the money and he can multiply the money. See, so a pimp is not just what has been pushed to us through media and society and through social engineering and through the Mac and all this bullshit that they done put out. Real game is learned on the streets. You dig what I'm saying? Real game is coming, as we say, from the survival scrolls, from people who actually did it. You dig what I'm saying? You know, so that's what I've been taught over the years that this game is. That's what I've been taught over the years that this pimping is. The allure of the Mac never got me. You see what I'm saying? And I never saw the movie. I never watched it before, you know? So that's why I say, man, pimping in itself is greatness. You feel what I'm saying? It's a lost art. You know, I was talking on the video the other day, you know, they talk about the Salem witch trials, and they talk about how these, you know, these women had these powers and shit. And when the squares in the village found out that the women had the power, they persecuted them. That's the same thing that's going on with the pimping. You have a power. And when the enemy found out that you have this power, they want to persecute you. They want to take you out because you have a lost art. You got something that when you speak of it in the square world, it's almost like speaking of some ancient shit. You dig what I'm saying? You run across hoes today, and them hoes be like, you know, real pimps ain't around no more. They don't even believe that real pimps exist. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They don't.
So I go deep into what this is, and that's why we understand philosophy, right? And I don't know if that was in something back in the day where bunch of pimps was sitting around in the room. It was in a movie though. They were sitting around in the room talking about.
Okay, bro.
Go ahead, Joe.
Look, bro. What Iceberg say? You talking about a movie? Listen, y'all. Look, we can have fun with this, okay? This ain't nothing new. You know, I've done this, you know, throughout my life, and you know, it's a good exercise to keep you focused, right? Just make everything pimping. So we're gonna continue to speak, but we're gonna make everything pimping. I mean, if someone's coming, you know, in the name of the pimping. I'm listening.
say that again.
You said keep pimping again?
You said keep pimping.
No, what'd you say?
No, what was your statement? I didn't catch that. You know, circumstances.
What was my pimping? You didn't catch the pimping? What? YG? What you saying, YG?
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. You know, that's what I was just explaining.
You pimping with me? What?
I'm pimping with you on that. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm with you. That's what I was just explaining.
You pimping with me? What's that on pimping?
What masters say pimp.
What pimping? What'd you just say? He said whatever. What'd you say, bro? YG crazy.
Yeah,
Speaking tugs.
In the comments, okay, so in the comments, man, you know, I was looking at something right here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I can't see who it was. It's a little ways up. But what was said was that on the East Coast, the terminology and the lingo changes, you know, and they don't use a lot of the terms that the West Coast use, you know.
You said on the East Coast, the pimping and the pimping changes, and they don't use a lot of pimping on the West Coast that the
No,
pimping
that's
on
what
the
you
East Coast
said.
uses.
No, but what the comments said was that the
Mm-hmm.
lingo that the pimping uses on the West Coast is some of the is not what the
The pimping that the pimping uses on the West Coast. Go
pimping
ahead.
and the pimping use on the West Coast. The lingo that the pimping using on the West Coast is
Right, the
not
pimping.
what the East Coast pimp
Right,
use.
the pimping. Right. So the pimping that the pimping use on the West Coast
The,
is not the same
the,
pimping that the
the
pimping use on the East
language,
Coast.
the language,
Right. The pimping.
the
The
pimping.
pimping. Right. Right.
I'm not here. I'm not here to correct.
No,
I'm not here to correct.
no.
I
I'm
hear what
saying
you're
I'm
saying,
trying
and
to
I get what
understand
you're
you. When you say
saying,
the
you know.
language, you're
But
saying
I'm
the
saying
pimping, right?
I'm not here to correct the next pimp pimping. I'm saying, you know, this is what he's putting in the comments. You know, I mean, because you know it's pimping. You know, regardless the definition by definition. Now, lingo and action and all of those things.
You said it's pimping regardless of the pimping. Now pimping and all
Are you
that. Pimping what?
making a song, P? Is this a song?
Am I pimping? Am I pimping right there?
Okay, say I'm on the east, and a Mac don't have nothing to do with slick conversation. That's TY.
Big Knowledge said, "Bring me up, so don't speak on somebody." He said, "Don't speak to somebody that can't really speak on it." Oh, that's vicious. See how Knowledge get it, y'all?
He said they can't really speak to me.
Knowledge saying he from the East Coast, so why not bring him up so you know so he can speak on it? That's it.
But what's there to speak on? What's there to speak on? See, this the thing, y'all. And like I say, my perspective, okay, any little bit of the pimping that I think I might know, okay? And from my experience, I've just never known or needed or right any pimp that calls themselves pimping pertaining anything in life that they're doing to anything other than pimping. I've never heard of that. That's all I'm saying. So when I say all pimps pimp the same, so if it's dumb, he don't get not dumb, but so he don't get it. Oh, all pimps are different. You can't pimp on each hoe the same because everybody's different. And you gotta, you can't do the same thing with one girl that you do with the next, because this girl might be from Texas, this girl might be from fucking Saudi Arabia, and she might have grew up like this. So you gotta have the game in order to instruct each bitch differently to work out to the best to get to the same goal, even if that same goal is pimping. I get it. I get that. So how do all pimps pimp the same? Y'all ready? Dun, 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 dun. We're pimping. We're pimping. There's no division when it comes to the pimping. All pimp is the same. How are they the same? In pimping. What they doing the same? Pimping. Is ice cream still ice cream even though it's different flavors? Is ice cream still ice cream, even if it's different flavors? I understand the flavor, but it's still ice cream. Your flavor would just be game. But what game would a pimp use other than pimping? There's no debating in that. You know what it is? Just pimping in that. In what? In pimping? Oh, that's slick talk. No, it's pimping. So if you understand, no, so if it's just pimping, I understand. Well, oh, do you? Get it? Well, do you? And understand what? That game is pimping and pimping is game. Oh, we're all on the same level of playing field, kinda. I heard the kinda, YG. Yeah, you're right about the kinda part.
You know, I always cover my ass.
Okay, so here's another question for you, right? And it's for everyone, but I want to hear your concept on this. Right? Do you believe or not?
That's why I say we all can be the same in kingdom. In kingdom thinking, everything I say, throw that shit out the window. The Mac and the pimping, that shit don't matter when it comes to the kingdom. But the culture, we go all day.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead
All right.
and next.
Do you
So I'm
believe?
just having fun, y'all. Today I'm backsliding. Go ahead.
Do you believe that the art of pimping has changed from the beginning of pimping?
No such thing. But I hear you. Do you think pimping has changed since the beginning of pimping till now?
You said no such thing, right? That's your response. That's your answer.
There ain't even no such thing as pimping. There ain't even no such thing as a pimp. Y'all know I'll go everywhere with this. In the culture, what's a pimp? I'll go everywhere with it. A pimp ain't shit. What's a pimp?
Okay.
What's a pimp? Fuck a pimp. Ain't nothing pimping. There's no such thing as a pimp. Y'all want to play? Or y'all want to pimp? When y'all understand that P behind perspective is power, I've already got the power of perspective when it comes to this pimping. I'll go everywhere with it. We've been through this. This is why I say, fuck the culture. We sound crazy. One thing we can agree on is we're all men, no? One thing we can agree on is we're all intelligent. Now, and all our differences, we're all one in the kingdom, but we're all one in sin. So, yeah, what I say is pimping. Who am I to say that? What somebody say is macking. Who are they? I get it. Because we're all the same in the kingdom. That's the only way a nigga can be the same with me and not be pimping. Because in the culture, pimping ain't no telling, right? But then with the perspective, then what is that? Perspective outweighs philosophy. God needed perspective to create the world.
You say perspective outweighs philosophy.
And whoever God is to you, then that's just your perspective. Definitely.
Okay, you say perspective outweighs philosophy, right? Why do you pinpoint that? What do you define it as? What do you define philosophy?
Define what as?
Perspective. Why would you say that a philosophy and a perspective will be two different things?
Well, for one, because it's two different words, let me look at philosophy. You should ask YG what it means because he's the one that said it. Shit.
Well, when you philosophize,
Okay, philosophy. The study of the fundamental nature of knowledge. The fundamental study of it. The study of the fundamental nature of knowledge. So that doesn't mean facts or truth, right? Just the nature of knowledge. Reality and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline. That's one. The two is the study of the theoretical basis of a particular branch of knowledge or experience. So theory, the study, the theories.
okay, so
So give me all the theories in the world. And you know what I'm going to do? Give you my point of view on your theory.
your perspective.
And if my point of view on your theory, exactly my perspective. If my point of view on your theory is a little different and a little more intriguing and special than your theory, then my perspective wins without the theory. I'll let you theory and study all day long. I'm just going to put my point of view on your theory. Now you have to make sure your theory, well, now you're going to have to give a point of view on my point of view now. See? You can't give your theory on my point of view. Now you have to give your point of view against my point of view. I don't have to give my theory to your theory. I can give my point of view to your theory, but you can't give your theory to my point of view. Now you have to give your point of view to my point of view. A person has to have the theory. Then, like, how can I explain it? Theory would be like, theory would be an ingredient to perspective. If there were ingredients to perspective, theory would be an ingredient. So y'all got to understand, even before making the page and all that, right? I thought long and hard. Y'all got to understand, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't push something or believe in something that hasn't been battle tested or that I haven't, like, in my own brain, you know what I'm saying? Or even just within, right? Or even without, or even, right? Uh, uh, to my best of, way that I could make sure I've seen every area. I'm not, see, the thing was this, what's so beautiful about perspective is because you do get the chance to learn something new. You do get the chance to see, you never reject anyone's perspective. You never reject someone's perspective. However, we never want to put pride over perspective either. We never want to go against something just for the sake of I want to be right. Perspective is what makes the law, something a crime one day, and then everybody gets together to a meeting and changes their perspective, and now we think it's okay for weed to be legal. The Bible, religion, a whole bunch of religions in the world say, they look down on homosexuality. That's religion, right? Even the law wouldn't let people get married, right? But then, here's perspective. We think it's okay now. Fuck the religion. Fuck the law too. We're changing perspectives. We think it's okay. But the same people that changed the religion of that or perspective on that is the same people that made it, right? So it's just people. So the P could be the people's perspective. But P has to be power, right? So perspective, y'all. If I was going to do philosophy, I would do philosophy on perspective. Because now we can get on a theory based on knowledge my point of view.
But but they both start with P, right?
What does?
You say the
What does?
philosophy,
What both starts with P?
philosophy and
Right.
perspective.
That's right. I get it. Yes, they would. Yeah. And I also said that philosophy is an ingredient in perspective. What are you saying?
No, I'm just adding to the conversation.
I mean, a lot of things start with P. So does poor. So does pride. So does puzzle.
So does prosperity and purpose. I want to know.
But even all that's just based on someone's perspective. So the only thing that beats perspective would have to be power. God used his power of perspective to create. If there was no perspective, there would be no pimp. If there was no perspective, there would be no Mac. If there were no perspective, there would be no hoe. If there were no perspective, there'd be no trick. Oh, we're made to be together and husband and wife, and I gotta marry her first and have sex and okay, I'll change the perspective. Hey, she doesn't want to give me no pussy, and hey, I don't really want to marry this bitch, but I got some money, so maybe I can offer her some money. See, that's perspective. And then, hey, that guy over there's offering her money for the pussy. I'm not gonna do that. Perspective. I'm gonna get the money from the bitch, and she's gonna have to pay me for my time. Yeah. Perspective. We hate lawyers. Lawyers have a bad rap. Why? They'll represent loyalty. Because how do in the jury trial who gets the better? That's not perspective. See, the beat right, not beat it right is a proven fact. So that's why people go to the dictionary. You don't go to the dictionary. Something that's a proven fact beats a person's perspective. If the perspective isn't based in truth and facts. So I can go, oh well, 3 + 1 = 4. And then someone can say, wait, 2 + 2 = 4. No, but they're wrong. Or they're wrong. Because 5 + 1 = 4. Technically, everybody's wrong. But technically, everybody's right. Well, what made that person wrong? That said 5 - 1 = 4. Well, because the person that said 2 + 2 = 4, they wanted to know what equals 4 when using addition. But the 5 - 1 = 4 was wrong because they were using subtraction. Oh, I didn't think about that. Why? Because you didn't view it from that perspective. Are y'all following me, or where we at?
Yeah, we follow. Definitely follow.
We're with you, Pete. Absolutely.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's all I'm saying, y'all, right? So that's my whole thing, okay? Yes, I do understand. Look, and what a show give the Mackin out there. I gave it to y'all. If somebody asks y'all if it's a Mac, right? How do you spell it? That's the first thing I'm going to say. M-A-C or M-A-C-K. If someone says, and this is the game I'm giving y'all the game on all y'all Macs out there that really want to be the pimp, and everybody, right? Here's the game if y'all want to do what y'all trying to do. Is this. M-A-C. So what's a Mac? Okay, well, first off, how do you spell it? How are you spelling the Mac you're talking? M-A-C or M-A-C? They're going to say M-A-C-K or M-A-C. Then I'm going to say, well, is that an acronym or what does it mean? Most people are going to say MAC is Master Art of Communication. When it comes to Mac, most people are going to say a Mac what is, like a title. Okay? Now that's how it starts, right? Now, then I'm going to say, well, if Mac is a MAC and it's Master Art of Communication, then can a woman do that? And they're going to say, yeah. Then I'm going to say, can a trick do that? They're going to say, yeah. And I'm going to say, well, can anybody, do that? They're going to be like, well, yeah, right. Then I'm going to say, okay. Then I'm going to say, well, what's a Mac? Oh, well, then I'm going to say this. Can a woman be a pimp? No. Can a trick be a pimp? No. Can anybody be a pimp? No. Then I'm going to say that, right? Because that's going to be just all, right? Who's going to say that? Now, the one that's titled themselves as a Mac, they're going to say this. You're a player first, a pimp, then a Mac. Or they're going to say you're a player, a Mac, as in the M-A-C Mac. Then you're a pimp, then now you're the M-A-C-K Mac. In the sense of now you're able to Mac the game of life. That YG would say it's a game. You're able to utilize all game. That's what makes you a Mac. In the game, not a pimping and hoeing, but in the world, because you're utilizing all game. However, there's only one game that can be utilized by the Mac. See, only one, okay? Because that one is the P, right? Which is pimp for sure, but which is power for sure. So that's why what's a master with no power? To the nations out there, what's a master with no power? That's why that P will always be more powerful than the M, period. It just didn't that. The M could never just utilize it would need to utilize the P in the real sense of power. But that's not pimping. See? Now, you're going to hear that about the Mac. Now, Macking, the communication part. I'm Macking. That's what I'm doing. Hey, bitch. You know what I'm saying? The tag on the back of your shirt. Let me see it. Oh, yeah. Oh, it say made in heaven. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it, right? I'm Macking at the bitch. I understand that. Even if I'm, yeah, bitch, and made in heaven, well, heaven on earth, that bitch, let's get there, like, pick it up for me like a crane and put the bitch on the track, and now she's my hoe. Yeah, I macked at that bitch. Yeah, man, yeah, I'm a strong man. I get it. But for sure, all that is pimping too. You know what I'm saying? It's pimping. You're going to hear this. You're a player first. Then you're a Mac. Then you're a pimp. Then you're a Mac. Then you become a player of the game. I understand, guys. You know what the pimping gonna say? Be the player of the game all you want. I'm gonna be the pimp in the game. Hey, man. That's the pimping. There's no such thing as a hybrid pimp. There's no such thing as a good pimp. There's no such thing as a bad pimp. There's no such thing as Miss Pimp. There's no such thing as the greatest pimp. There's no such thing as the only thing that you can put before the pimping is power. You can only be a powerful pimp because you got to give respect to the P. That's the only thing. If you're going to be anything, if you want to put anything behind pimp, it has to be power. Powerfully pimping. I'm a powerful pimp. I'm doing some powerful pimping. That's the only thing that counts. Just based on respect to the P. See, a lot of people call it P's and call themselves pimps, right? But have they ever really went down to the letter? Have they ever did the philosophy on the letter that even starts with philosophy? How much do you even know about the P to even try to get to the pimp? Because that prostitute P for sure come before that pimp P. For sure it wouldn't be no pimping if it wasn't no prostitute. And no matter if we say hoe, hook, or whore, guess what, guys? It's still a prostitute. That P really belongs to the prostitute. The I am, then that the last P could be for the pimping. Because it's really only one P. It's really only one P. It's one big, strong capital P. And in front of it is an I am, and in back of it is another I am. So the one goes to the prostitute, and the other one goes to the pimp.
Belong to them, yeah. Right.
The prostitute. What? What? That wasn't hard. What? What? Who do you think it belongs to? Huh? Huh? So, okay. Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, because are we looking down on prostitution now? I mean, what? I love my woman, right? She's the best thing that ever happened to me. I would die without her, wouldn't I? Wouldn't I, pimp? Wouldn't I, pimp? If you didn't have that bitch, what, you couldn't be a pimp no more, huh? Is that why you want to? Come on, y'all. For sure your pimping would die without that prostitute. Because he wouldn't be able to live without her. And the man feels like he couldn't live without the title. So he needs the bitch because he couldn't live without his pride. Niggas want to be pimps so bad because of the title. Because they feel cool. Because I come back and just want to be fine with just being the Mac. Why is a pimp my ride when it's just cool cars? Why they want to dress up like us for Halloween? But you know what they say, y'all? The Mackin ain't got no penal code. For sure, huh? For sure, heavies the head that wear the crown, though. Oh, I'm talking kingdom now, y'all. My bad. For sure, heavies the head that wear the crown, that put down all the culture and the debating and all the perspectives. Fuck perspective when you in the kingdom. But I can't even say that. Because it takes perspective to know that you can still be the pimping and do God's work too. Because who you are is who you need to be to attract who you need to attract. So you can attract them to the kingdom, not to the pimping, not to the man, not to the macking, not to the pride, not to the whole bitch, not to the slut, not to the doctor, not to the lawyer, not to the football player, not to the president. To the kingdom of God. So in the culture, we can do this all day. The brim hat, right? That pimp hat, but that's in the culture. The crown is the kingdom. Every man deserves his crown. There's no distinction on, oh, a crown. No, the crown belongs to God's man and God's woman. So if we don't want to say pimping and hoeing, right? Let's be Lord and ladies. Don't y'all know the lady is another royal title? Like instead of queen, she could be the lady. Instead of the pimp, you could be the Lord. Not God, right? But Lord, the Lord and the lady. But fuck all that. Let's just go back to being what? Gentlemen. Did we forget about that, y'all? A gentleman. For sure, the gentleman of leisure. For sure, the gentlewoman of leisure. For sure, the gentleman I have figured out to me, it would be God's loving man. See, because the thing is this, right? Because the thing is this, right? God, right? Equality, right? Now or end, right? Truth and love, equality. So that's why I would say the gentleman is really what? God's loving man. God's loving woman. What woman is more submissive than a hoe to the pimping? What man understands a woman more than the pimping? Gentleman of leisure, a gentlewoman of leisure. The hoe still a woman? Fuck that bitch. That's what I'm saying. Gentleman, gentlewoman. I'm not a man. I'm a gentleman. Hey. Did we forget about that? Can we be a gentleman of leisure that's very pimpish because he looks nice? Because of this, because that's where it came from anyway, right? Pimping, also dressing nice, all type shit, right? Hey, now the bitch could be a pimp too, huh? She could be pimping too because she look nice to her. Oh, is that why she's your reflection? Because she's the pimp reflection, but can't be the reflection of. She's a pimp's reflection. You're a reflection of a pimp, but you can't be a pimp even if you're the reflection of the person that you're trying to be a reflection to, right? Don't let me start turning these hoes to pimps with perspective. Come on now. So in the culture, y'all, we're wasting so much time with this. However, within the culture, pimping is pimping. And all it takes to pimp is pimp. Who said that? So, who is he? Some pimping. Well, I think different. Okay, well, guess what? Perspective time. Maybe if people would study and learn about perspective more, they might have it easier or better time getting a bitch to do what the fuck they're trying to get the bitch to do.
Okay, let me ask you a
Put a
question.
little more power in their perspective. They could change. Okay, go ahead.
So, what would be your concept on came first, the knowledge or the? And my reason for that is because
You have to know language is knowledge, right? So knowledge comes first.
absolutely right. Okay, and I agree. So now, when you so,
But
so
knowledge
when
is
you
language.
language, right? So for language, are you saying that you can't define
Depending on the
knowledge?
language will determine the knowledge.
The language would determine the knowledge, right? So you have to be a fool, is what you're saying,
It could
to
be.
have the knowledge and use a different language.
It's both, is what I'm saying. It's both ways. It's both ways. I can make it to be however I want it to be. With my perspective, I could be both ways.
Right? And I agree, right? So from the beginning of the topic, and I believe YG had pointed this out, and I agreed on it. There was different terminology that I remember for what it was as far as acquiring or trying to convince a woman And that terminology was utilized by different languages. And at this time now, it's being separated into different positions: a Mac, a pimp, a player, a trick, a pond, or etc. Right? So now, with that said, again, do you feel as though pimping has evolved into something else from the beginning?
Some more pimping.
Some more pimping.
See, that's what I'm saying. Because it ain't no top, right? It ain't no top to the pimp. There's no best. It ain't. So when they say some more of it, some more of what, nigga? Stop pimping, right? That's the thing. So next time y'all hear some slick talkers, hey, what's up, man? Oh, just some more of it. To ask them some more of what? Some more of
Some more
what?
macking. Some more playing, huh?
Whatever that is. Whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Some more game. Then what? What game? You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole point, y'all. So work on making up. So this the thing. That's why if we going so you don't have to have facts or truth to give a perspective. That's the cold part. That's how the lawyer could make you know what I'm saying? Because it's perspective. Perspective is even it's so vicious, y'all. Because of perspective, look, politics. That's perspective.
Wait a minute.
So perspective, y'all. If y'all can master this, and I'm giving y'all, look, it's not even, this is my gift to the world. If look, I don't talk like that, but look, my gift to the world, nothing else. Right? One of my things is this: how important the power of perspective is. If everyone can really hone in on perspective, that's literally what makes you can tell somebody this. Whatever you say right now, I'm going to make it wrong. I don't even know what the fuck you're going to say. The next thing that comes out your mouth, I'm going to make you wrong. You can say the next thing that comes out your mouth that you think is wrong, I'm going to make it right. It's all on perspective. And I have to have the power, or my perspective just has to be better, right? Or make more happen the fuck. In order for you to see that my point of view might be better to view than yours, or than how you've been thinking, or shit should just change. But it takes perspective to do that, y'all. Perspective is literally what will keep a relationship together. Perspective is literally, like if y'all can understand that, like I say, perspective changes laws. Good and evil, yin and yang. That's perspective just in itself. You know what perspective says? Perspective says that number 2 was really number 1. This nigga so he done gone crazy. Well, here we go. The reason why number 2 was really number 1 is because how would you know that 1 is 1 if there wasn't another 1? You see what I'm saying? If there wasn't 2 is really what makes 1 a 1. Because if there was no 2, then how would 1 even be a 1? So that's why you'd hear 2 is really number 1. Because it starts at 2. Because what's 1 by itself? 0. Because now what's 0 without the 1? But then how do you count nothing as nothing if nothing is nothing? If 0 means nothing, then what's 0 to be counted as if it's counted as nothing? See what I'm saying, y'all? So now you need the 3 to make the 2. Now you need the 3 to make the 1 plus 1. You need the 3 to make a couple. But now the three's by itself. So now you need the four to seal the deal. Come on, y'all. T.Y. for sure that ain't. Because remember, y'all, it's slick talk. It's only slick if you're slipping on what I'm saying. Can you be a pimp without a hoe? Yeah, you could be a pimp without a hoe. You're just not active. Okay? So you're not an active pimp. What good is that, right? What's the gun that don't work? What's the car that don't drive? What's the motherfucking sun that don't fucking shine? But you have the knowledge still, though. But you have the knowledge. Shout out to G Gov. Shout out to my motherfucking G Gov. Oh, uh, as long as the bitch does what I say and brings it back to me, even if she's not a prostitute, then that makes me a pimp. Niggas gonna run with that all day who's not really pimping. Why? Because then that means they don't have to have a prostitute. What shows say? One of the requirements for a nigga to really call himself a pimper to see right, watch the bitch do a couple dates. That should be one of the things to see if someone can really, if they pimping or they just stomaching the fact that their girlfriend is having sex for money. Can you watch that bitch do a date? While you all in her pussy and you think you're fucking the bitch and she's, yeah, daddy, da, 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 and then you watch her do the date. She don't know what, but she doing the same thing with the trick. Yeah, daddy, with the. Tell me how you feel about that, right? Even when the bitch tell you it's not the same though with you. Hey hoes, y'all ever had him get mad because he felt it took too long? Or no, because you was happy off the date? What you happy for, bitch? What you happy for, bitch? Damn, say, hey, right? No sense. So that's just hypothetically speaking, though. When I'm, what I'm saying. Um, but that's the thing, Yeah, I'm watching the bitch do a day. I watch the bitch do the day, but I'm saying, why not, right? Should you? I would think you. That's like, okay, say with some other shit, right? If you pull the trigger, you closing your eyes while you're doing it. That type shit.
Yes.
And what's the flip side? Maybe if we did see, we look might be a little nicer to the bitch. My bad. You might give her a little smoke pippin though, right? But that's what I'm saying. For sure, them hoes' immune systems is vicious. Be outside cold like that. The hoes doing everything that bitches is taught not to do, right? In the sense of this. Don't be out late at night and says you're a lady and make sure you're not dressed like that because a man can come. The hoe and going for everything the square bitch is running from. But where the hoe was running to, and where the hoe was getting to, is everything the square bitch for sure need to be getting at. When it comes to the pimping, y'all, what show gonna say? What does it take to pimp? Pimping. Get it? I get it. However, what does it take to pimp? Like YG was saying, gotta have a psychologist, gotta be the lawyer, gotta be the doctor, gotta be now all of these beautiful things that it takes to pimp. People go to years of college and they raise their families and have careers and make 6-figure, 7-figure in just one quality that a pimp has naturally. Now we can lump it all up and call it game. Okay, we can do that. But then now what game is being utilized? Pimping? No, it's all the other letters. Because what good is power by itself, y'all? Y'all ready for this? For sure, the pimping needs to be what? Macking what? With game. Aha. Mm-hmm. For sure, the pimping, the P, is utilizing because it has what? The most power over what? All other game. And what type of beings make up the world? The man and the woman. And what does the pimp have the power over? The pussy and the money. In the sense of the pussy not having the power over him. And the money. So now whatever game that, whether it's psychology, right? Doctor or personal trainer, right? Whatever game that the pimp is the master of, because for sure it's the master of Allah. Now, right? Oh, well, what good is being a pimp? Or not good with being a pimp. What's more powerful than power? God. Okay, that's why the P is little G and G is still the P. But what about the A show? Gotta be a man before you a pimp first. Well, then maybe for sure you gotta be able to master that man too before you a pimp first. So now you're the G man for gangster? Okay, much love, but no. Now you're the G man, what, for God's man? Okay, that's okay. Now how can we bring that to the culture? God's man, okay, but now we can bring it to the culture. The gentle man, God's loving man, right? Goes all the way back to that. Because if I'm a gentleman, then I can start with God. If I'm a pimp, I got to start with power, right? How y'all want to do it? What good is power by itself? So for sure, the pimp would be macking on game. The pimp would be macking on game. But he's still above the game. Excuse me. But he's still above game. The pimp is the most powerful all game. The pimp is the most powerful of all game. The pimp utilizes all game. But he got to give it to the hoe. But he got to give it to the bitch. That's the thing. You see what I'm saying?
That's real.
But he got to give it to the bitch because what? The hoe to use. That's the house. That's the house. Put the hoe to use. But what is she using? Game that you should be introducing. Oh, slick talk killer. I'm glad I didn't miss this one. Y'all gonna like this one. Next time a pimp say, I'm not going. That's mine. I'm not going. I'm not going, man. But the ing is literally an action. The ing in itself is
But then the ING said, I'm not going for sure. You're saying there's no actor and you're pimping.
But the ing should be what? Introduce new game. That's the culture. I need game. That's what the bitch. Remember the whole bring the ing to the pimp. Well, what is she bringing? The I need game. Yeah, you do, bitch. Introduce some new game to me. Okay, I will. Right? That's the culture. What's Kingdom gonna say? The whole bringing the ing is what? I need God. Because who else is she gonna see God through if she ain't seen it through her man? I need God. She don't need a pimp. She need God. She sold the pussy to the trick man and sold the title of pimp to God's man. Niggas really want a pimp to have the pimp, not the hoe. Fishes. Niggas really want a pimp to have the pimp, not the hoe. Niggas really want the hoe just so they can have the pimping, not the bitch. Niggas really don't give a fuck how much they making because they'd rather have the pimp more than the money. And if they want money more than the pimping, they calling it, well, then that's what this is. Everybody using macking but calling it pimping. Niggas with no hoes saying they still pimps. A nice car, they saying it's a pimped out ride. Something that's cool, they call it, hey man, that's pimp. How many, if you think about it, a prostitute really is just one category that is used with the pimp. Have we ever thought about all the other categories? Maybe pimping is the cool car, right? Maybe pimp is the I mean, because look at how many maybe it's the cool Halloween car, right? Look at how many categories pimp is tied to. Prostitute is the whole just one category. What if we saw more pimp my ride cars than more hoes, pimp my hoes, right? We might think pimping is more of cool cars than having a prostitute. Three or fours, no such thing. 16, that's a number. That for sure is a number. Do I want to be who God created me to be, or do I want to be who I want to make myself to be, even when there's not one definite thing to even establish who we are? Because then it gets to this, right? It could be all black people, right? All different kind of black people, but what you say, they're not niggas, or they're not my kind, or they're square, or that's the Uncle Tom, or right? So you could even be all one race, right? But then that's not my kind, right? So then now what happens? Everybody's pimping, but what? He ain't pimping to me, right? He ain't looking like, because that's not my kind. So what's that? Different areas, people pimp different. Oh, y'all want to play? Okay. Here we go then. If it ain't the pimping, then it's nothing. Because if you're just a non-active pimp, so it's really, are you the pimping or not? Are you the pimping or not? Yo, y'all want to play? You got to be a man before you a pimp first. How about you got to be a pimp before you a man first? Hey, how about that? Okay. Because do you become a pimp once you become just a seed of a man? I'm a man now, pimp. Or do you think you'd have to be, conditioned a little bit, in your manhood first? My thing is this. What were we doing before the bitch was created? What were we doing before the bitch was created? If God created her second, unless anybody out there wants to say that the bitch, in that sense, right? But if God created man first, right? And he said, okay, what were we doing to take care of ourselves before the bitch was created? What game did we have, right? So that's the thing. In the culture of street life, this is what we're talking about, product. In the culture of street life, you got the gangsters, you got the dope dealers, you got the pimps, you got the scam, right? All criminal done, right? Pimping, right? It's another hustle in a sense. It's just whatever hustle person, the hustler, this how you get money, day job, motherfuckers on the, secret society, all that type shit. You see what I'm saying? It's the hustle, right? It's like a hustle in the culture without the slick talk and all that, right? We know it's not a hustle, it's like get it, right? But that's just another way to make money in the criminal underworld in a sense. So now you got the money. Now what do you do with the money? Oh, hoes expire. Well, the hoe could live forever. She still stays with the pimping. Now the prostitution might slow down. But that's just what? One avenue of gain that's being utilized. That's why if you have no game to teach the bitch outside of a prostitution, or she's bringing you the money, which would be the building materials, right? She's bringing you the money from the prostitution for sure. It's your job to make sure she has a beautiful structure of hoeing that comes out of her prostitution. Then throwing the prostitute saying, yeah, it is. I get it, y'all. Slick talk, all that, right? But now the hoe got to be short for holy. Now she's the righteous woman, right? So that's the thing. I'm saying niggas ain't pimping if they don't have other game to introduce to the bitch. And if they ain't got no other game in the culture sense, then for sure, she better see the God in you. She better be able to be closer to God by being with you. And even if that's what it is, and that's enough. That's more than enough. Matter of fact, I would say that that's more important than introducing her to game. The Mac is gonna have the bitch. The Mac is gonna be whatever the bitch is on already. The pimping's gonna make sure the hoe is whatever he wants to do. But it's more so for why? Submission. It's not that the pimping has the control. The pimping has the power. Why are we worried about control if it's her choice? Well, if you want to control the choice, then what's needed? Perspective, right? However, it's the submission, not us having the power, right? So it's the submission, submitting to the mission, submitting to the mission. So it's the whole, right? We love the pimping so much, right? Because we have the woman
that submits to the mission. That's why to not have the woman that's submitting to the mission doesn't make it to where we can be the people. The one that comes to save the whole right is really the people. Hey, we ain't saving that bitch. But how else the whole gonna be holy if God's loving man isn't there to make her righteous? Prostitution, y'all, is just one avenue to get money. Pimping is just the title and grab.
The title of what?
It's just the title. The empty title.
It's not a master title.
If you want to say it like that, it'll be a powerful title. But it's really not even that. It is a prideful title.
Well,
That's
power and master
what it is.
is two different things. So
I didn't say
so a pimp cannot obtain title of a master.
no. The pimp is his title in itself. Do you give a title to a title? Is what you're asking
No, I'm
me?
saying, can a pimp obtain the title of a master, a king?
Well, the king of what?
It's
right?
okay. It's
Are you
okay.
the
It's
wise
okay
king
to
or the
say.
foolish king?
It's okay to say no. A king. A king is the top spot.
But a king ain't God's man. But a king ain't God's
A
man.
king.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Everything
God.
refers to God. So when you say anything, it's in
Well,
reference and praise to God. So when you say king,
I didn't say
a king is appointed from God by the people, right? A master.
no. The nigga just got kinged. That white man over there in England, he just
Right.
got kinged, and they said they had to. They showed the Grim Reaper walking
Prince
across
Charles,
the goddamn ship.
which is the king now, right? That's who you're referring to.
God didn't do that.
That's God. That's God.
My kingdom, our kingdom is
No,
God's kingdom. Right?
He was appointed high chief by God, through God, from God, by the people, right? The king.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so it's fair to say that a pimp isn't a king, right? You don't feel that a pimp is a king.
I know a pimp is not a king.
So therefore he can't obtain a master. He can't obtain a masterate as an overseer, right?
Whatever that man that has the title of pimp wants to obtain, other than the pimping, once he obtains that, then he's not the pimper no more.
The pimping is the top spot. That's the biggest title you could have, a pimp. There's no other title in competition. So now, as far as being a king, a pimp, I say
So
a
do you look
pimp.
at king title
I
as
say
a
a
pimp?
pimp can be referred to as a king, a master. You say
Okay.
no.
I don't want to. Me, watch this. Fuck being a king. Fuck being a master. Fuck being God. I'm the pimping. That's what I would say in culture. I don't want to be a master. I want to be the pimping. I don't want to be a king. I want to be the pimping.
Okay.
A pimp that's pimping ain't nothing greater than pimping. Ain't nothing better, ain't nothing more powerful, ain't nothing you want to be, ain't no other nothing you want to call. It ain't nothing to obtain other or more than pimping, than somewhat more of what? Some pimping. I Pimps, I've never heard a pimp wanting to call himself anything other than than a pimp.
Okay.
Other than that is his
Okay.
name.
So the titles, the prefixes, and the names that a pimp put above his name, before his name, that isn't a description of the individual pimp that he is, right? Or is that where that definition comes about? Like, or
Like,
you know, I mean, or would you have a perspective on that? Because these are only perspectives, right? So, you know, I'm actually perspective because these type of things come about. This is alive and breathing, and you know, I'm quite sure a pimp at some point questions himself and his authority. So to bring forth these perspectives, I believe that it gives a pimp an opportunity to evaluate those things that he thinks.
I agree.
And it helps a pimp, you know, get to those definitions and those values that a pimp should have when he's doing his thing. So I'm quite sure, you know, these perspectives gives a lot of information to the pimping. You know, there's a lot of pimps that call themselves kings, you know, Max, Immaculate, you know, which I heard you say the term Mac or Macking comes from Mac. Well, doesn't the term Mac come from immaculate?
I don't know.
Well, what would be your perspective on the titles that a pimp gives himself, his belief in himself? King, Mac, immaculate.
I've never heard of a pimp giving himself those titles.
Pretty, uh, flawless. Uh, well, okay,
I've never heard of a pimp giving himself those
okay.
titles. I've known a pimp to say everything that you just said. We're gonna mix it all up and do what? Call it pimping. Yeah, I'm not an immaculate pimp, but I'm pimping immaculately. I'm not a king pimp, but my pimping for sure is kingly. You know, I'm not. See, that's what I'm saying. You can say everything that you just said, but just put the pimping first. Then I would agree with what you're saying.
When it comes down to a title, a name, that would be a short description of what a pimp has considered himself.
I like how you put that.
So outside of the title or the name, you're saying that there really is no such thing other than the pimping. So the title or the name should not be a description of the work ethic, the work of a
No,
pimp, right?
no, there's no such thing as the title of a pimp too. That's what I'm saying. In the same sense as this, you know, when we say game, and it's like, oh, what's a game? Oh, well, it's like what you know about what you do, like basically like game, like knowledge, and which like people say game, right? So, but then I'll say, well, why do we call it game and we don't just say knowledge? Oh, I got game. Why can we gotta use it game like game? How can we say we ain't got the knowledge and we ain't got? Why do we have to use game? Right? Oh, that's So it's the same thing with the pimping and the Mac and any other. Whatever it takes to do what it is, then are we calling what it is what it is, or do we call what it is? Should we be calling what it is the things that it takes to do what it needs to be done in order to be what we're trying to say we are, what it is? So yeah, we lump up words and put things together. That's why they have cannot, and we say can't, right? Like concern, like for sure we can shorten things up, the abbreviation, right? For sure. Game would be an abbreviation in a sense. Pimp would be an abbreviation in a sense of a whole bunch of other shit. When you say, do we make a title? And that's why I like the way you put that. Because that's really what it is. But it's like that with everything though. But my thing is, well, then why does everybody want the pimping? Right? And that's because of what? The pride. Why? Because hip hop music, because the cultures, right? And because have glamorized the pimping to where people want to be the pimping more than they want the money, more than they care about the whole, more than they even understand the lifestyle. They just want the title. That's like if everybody could be like name themselves Jay-Z, right? If they want to rap, everybody could call themselves Michael Jackson who want to be pops. And if anybody can take that, everybody want to be Michael Jackson. So it's the same type of thing, right? Pimp. Everybody want to be pimp because that's the cool guy. That's the guy with the ladies, especially when it comes to men, right? What more ladies and men can you get than the pimping? Rabbi Rich. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Then is it safe to say that pimp shouldn't be rapping? Yeah, pimp correct. That's a title, right? Rabbi.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's
What's going on,
Rabbi,
man?
right?
1 second. Just technical difficulties. Give me just 1 second.
Snow. Okay, yeah. Don't forget to turn. Okay, look at bro. Okay, now because the thing is, shout out to Rabbi Rich, y'all. Rabbi got about 2 Cadillacs or Benz, and he said, "So I'm getting me a nap." I said, "What you getting, Chuck? Another car for us? You got 3, 4 of them?" He said, "Oh, because I need to get me when I go to my snow trips. Like, we can't be black. Snow ain't black. I gotta get me a white navigator to just take me to the snow." I said, "Well, for sure, for sure that's a picture, right? But is it? No, right? But is it? Yeah.
What's
Look,
going
there you
on,
go.
man?
What up? What up,
What's going
Raptor?
on, man?
Yeah, there you
Shout out
go.
to the channel, man. Shout out, perspective, man. You know what's going on, man.
So we over here, proud of this Rabbi, this my boy
It's a
Rabbi on
pleasure,
the
Mr.
side.
Pleasure, Mr.
Um,
Prada. What's going on?
okay, now we was talking about Rabbi
Yep.
is but see Rabbi gonna break it down like how everybody. I mean, he gonna say what. Okay, look, when it comes to pimping, if a person that was saying they were a pimp didn't have a bitch, the way he communicates with the new prospect, does a pimp use macking before he gets the bitch? Does a mac use pimping once he has the bitch?
Well, all
Can a
right, but
pimp?
I just got some questions. So, when you say macking, you mean in the process of just getting her attention and you in general, like just getting her to pay attention to you, or getting her to ultimately choose you?
What you say about it?
Brought up.
Did that come in?
I'm here.
Yeah, I heard you. Caught up. Oh, he might be.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear him?
Nah. Okay. What was it? What was said?
So yeah, so Mike, he said, is macking used before we get the bitch? And I said, in what aspect of getting the bitch? Like ultimately having her as, you know what I'm saying, your three, your four, you know what I'm saying, your hoe, or just getting the bitch's attention in general? Like getting her to want to figure you out per se. Like that's my question. Is it for both scenarios or one scenario? Like which one are you
Okay. So,
referring?
so it was a question that came up, and okay. So to get the bitch attention, you'll have to start somewhere. But now,
Yeah, I would say just don't mean to cut you off, but just to get the bitch's attention, no.
okay.
You
So,
could be move you could be moving like for instance, let me just further. I would be like, so for instance, let's just say she's the girl that works at the Denny's, right? And the gentleman that goes to that Denny's is always, fly, coming to fly L dog when he pull up, always dressing to a T, vernacular, punctuation, manners are on the top echelon of society. So without him necessarily saying a word to her, just by his actions, without him opening his mouth, she's already interested in what he has to offer. But go ahead.
okay. So how would she know what he has to offer? Okay. Perhaps. Okay. Let me ask you like this. Okay. Right.
She's willing to find out. She's curious. Because what she sees is a well-kept gentleman, right? Moving throughout everyday society as she lives it and sees it as a waitress. And every time he comes in as a paying customer, the man is just his just etiquette is on point, his style is on point, everything. Without him saying a word other than explaining what order he wants for the day, he could have her attention, is what I'm saying. Without him even spitting one piece of game, she will indirectly but directly choose him. Now, to how far of a choosing is the question. But continue.
Okay. So when you say that his immaculence basically gets her attention, right? Okay. So would you agree that that doesn't necessarily describe only the pimping?
No, at that aspect, I'll give you that. It could be, she could, it could be materials, and she could be, you know, um, looking at a D boy or something. But a D boy, I would say, won't have the etiquette and the pizzazz that some ism is gonna have, right? He's gonna move more like a bull in a china shop. Even though he can break all the china and pay for it, it's just going to be a little bit less, a whole lot of less of finesse. You know what I mean? Involved with that, but you know what I mean. But no, you're technically right. It could be someone. A female could be interested in somebody just on some square shit, and he sees somebody. But yeah, that could be a possibility too.
So then it would be fair to say that it would take some word exchange for her to realize and recognize that you're looking for something beyond the gigolo, the player, the trick, So there would have to be some type of communication involved for her to
Well,
understand
not
verbally.
necessarily. Not necessarily. Let's say she grew up in East Oakland. Let's say
she grew up in Richmond. Let's say she grew up in South Central, Dago, any urban city. And let's just say she came, you know what I'm saying, from the streets. You know what I'm saying? So that was her backyard of growing up. And girl, her walking to school every day. She may have walked down Fish. She may have walked down the Blade or something, you know, prior, to her being an adult. So maybe she's got relatives. Maybe she's got uncles, cousins, to where she can smell it as soon as she sees it. And she's never partaken in it. She's never involved in it, but she knows it. She's like, oh yeah, that's one of him. That's one of them. That's a gentleman right there. You know what I mean? That's a gentleman Alesia right there. Now there's some that may not know, and it may take some communication to crack interest, and then use some pizzazz and some, you know what I'm saying, and some vernacular over time, to get her to understand what it is that you are looking for. But there are some that just grew up in that urban environment to where they know it when they see it. Like as soon as she'll be like, she'll just come out with it. Like, are you a gentleman, Alesia? You know what I mean? She's just gonna ask because she grew up around it. She saw it. You see what I'm saying? Hello? Am I coming in?
I
Yeah.
hear you, bro. Yeah, I hear you,
Yeah.
bro. You bro.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. You there?
Yeah. Okay. 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 So what would you say for the bitch that was nervous or hesitant about working the track by herself in the sense of you not, watching her from across the street type shit, right?
Well, first of all,
Wait, say that one again. Okay, go ahead.
no, go
Go,
ahead, go ahead.
go
No,
ahead, Prada.
repeat, show.
Go ahead, Prada. I'm not the one wrong, Prada. Wait on you, bro. I'm not the one
All right,
wrong.
I'm on. I just wanted to hear that question again.
I mean, what do you think I said?
It could have
I
been the
didn't hear you.
interference. It could have been the interference from my part too, being outside though, Pete.
Like, say for an example, say if someone goes to jail, Rabbi, and they have a bitch right there, or even like, or if they met a bitch right, would it be healthy to send a bitch to work on the track if you can't get to her within 24 hours? Is that fair, people? I mean, your product.
No,
So you're saying, is it safe?
I think the question came a little bit more particular than that. Say that part right, but perhaps she was giving you a question like, if you got locked up and you were in a situation, right, and you had a choice, and the the bitch didn't choose or didn't prefer to go to the track as opposed to internet, right? Would that be healthy? Would that be healthy to send her to the track, still knowing that she had this question? You hear me?
Yeah. So what? So what I would go into first is why is she afraid? What is she afraid of on the blade? Is she afraid of police? Is she afraid of, you know, uh, sting operations? It's more of a law enforcement situation where she doesn't. She's scared of the law enforcement risk of it. I would tell her to go get a 9 to 5 immediately, and not even post an ad or nothing. Just go answer an ad on, Job Finder or something. Because there's going to be some inconvenience to get to convenience in this life. You dig what I'm saying? Now, if it's more of like a security issue, like all right, this other, it could be some
this in particular blade is in a gang infested side of town where it's a lot of you know pussy hustlers and stuff like that looking to just maybe harm or what I'm saying a lady at leisure because she may not have no representation right away. I can understand that part of it, right? But as far as just being outside, that doesn't stop. Okay, let's just say the blade, that particular blade, let's just say it's big, right? And it's just too much of a risk to have her there because you're not there right next to her. But that doesn't stop the opportunity to post an ad in a certain side of town and get a room and then freelance in the area and walk around and see what she can just cook up on her own. You know what I'm saying? It may not be your typical, high traffic blade on the, urban side of town, but that just doesn't mean that she can't go out. You know what I'm saying? I just think that when there's fear involved in anything, when it comes to these ladies, we have to be rational. We got to explain what risks are from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't be too scared in this life because it's just you got to have that confidence. And also it's like a lady has to dictate the energy, especially in a relationship with a John. You know what I'm saying? Got to be calm, not too anxious. You know what I'm saying? Even in worst case scenarios, the calmest woman is the woman that gets home without an issue. So I just feel that it just has to be a lot of explaining, a lot of coaching, man, a whole lot of understanding and perspective of how things can go, situational analysis of how things could be if this happened and that happened. And I think it's just, you know what I mean? I think it's just got to be good game given, because where there's good game given comes a straight laced lady. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to be worried about the particulars so much as just worrying about safety. And then, as long as, safety is there, she gonna make it through the storm no matter what it is.
Yeah, we thought we saw you.
I agree. So, okay, so now when it comes as a security issue, what will be your determination at that point?
Can you please give me an example of a security issue that you'll be worried about on
Okay,
the blade?
perhaps. Okay, well, okay, there's many different issues, okay, as far as perpetrators,
That perpetrators coming
perpetrating,
to
per- perpetrating tricks, pimps, officers, many different things. There's,
understand
there,
all that same risk is on the internet as well. But go ahead.
okay. Uh, is there any security issue that would prevent you from sitting down a bitch, or let me say it like this: would you believe that there's any issue security wise that will prevent the pimping from sitting down a bitch on the track if the pimping fell into a situation where he was locked up or out of another state in another state, another city or anything via or etc.
Yes, of course. Yes, sir. Um, to be an example of something that would prevent me is a rough side of town where there's gang activity as well as, extra activity just in general. It's just the population really not giving a fuck about the penal code as far as just like, violence per se. That would prevent me from setting her down in that area because I'm not right there. But it doesn't necessarily stop me from setting her down outside, period, though. You see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I may not play Fig, right? I'm in LA, right? I can't play Fig. Fig is too much of a volatile situation. It's ups and downs, right? But I can go put her in a nice jogging outfit, Nike little spandex jogging outfit, and have her go down Marina Del Rey, you know what I mean? Go around the boardwalk or something, you know what I mean? Post it all at the same time in the area. She could be,
And look,
yeah.
and Rabbi, and that's what to say. Just so you mention that up. So products of fig
And
later.
why would you expose me? Hey, listen, Pete. Hey, relax. Relax,
Why would
brother.
it? Why would you reference? Why, Mr. Prado? Why would you reference what he said as exposing? I think that's something to be proud of, man. You know what I'm saying? Came across big, man. Hey, you
The
know what I'm saying?
reason why, see, the reason why is because this scenario is something that's popular. You know what I mean? And if and I don't know, I'm quite sure there's some pimping, a lot of pimping here that has played Fig. And as we all know, there is a high level of gang activity there. And
Yes.
and we and I'm quite sure we've all experienced, some a little bit of turmoil, and you know, the bitch, the hoe getting into certain things under certain circumstances while playing
Yeah.
not only Fig, but most tracks in California and Southern
Yeah.
California, because it isn't only Fig. Every track in Southern California that I've experienced has gang activity, which is one of
Uh-huh.
the things that, I believe that makes the money so more efficient on these different tracks. But now, I was putting that question out there because it's a question as to how you would play those different tracks, because of
Yeah.
that security
If I
problem,
was in,
that security issue.
yeah, yeah. If I was in an incarcerated situation, I would not be playing Fig at all with my gang. But that doesn't mean I'm not having her step outside. I just have to become, she has to become more creative. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing, man. You see, this is where a lot of these ladies, they lack no lacing, bro. They have personality disorders, unfortunately, because of the social media. Got to teach these women how to
Okay,
strike
Rabbi,
that. Yeah,
Rabbi,
yeah.
Rabbi. What if you weren't incarcerated, but you are where you are right now?
Ugh.
What if you weren't incarcerated? What if you weren't incarcerated, but you're
Man,
in New York? Like, what if you were taking a vacation in fucking Tahiti, Hawaii? You had three of them, but one that couldn't go, or two. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
don't know, but
as far as the current state of Fig, I'd still say I'd have to do some supreme background checking on the area and all that and what's been going on, but I might still be uncomfortable in that situation in this day and time. But if it was maybe a part of Sepulveda or something, I wouldn't be tripping.
yeah, because Fig was the question
Yes,
specifically
exactly.
versus the track.
Yes.
Well,
So
I've had this
if I,
problem. My bad,
yeah,
Rabbit. Go ahead.
no, no, you go ahead, please.
Okay. So I'm saying I've had this problem on every track in Southern California. So now I'm not just pertaining my thought to Fig, but I know it's a question of pimping because I've had that question come up. I've had, you know, uh, issues and differences not with only the whole, but also with the pimping on these tracks as well because of these security situations.
Yeah, and that's why freelancing is so important, bro. What's a blade, right? A blade is a main street that has a lot of connecting traffic from other boulevards and main streets. Sometimes they're near designated highways, hotels, car dealerships, business traffic areas. So you just got to theoretically look at the atmosphere of a blade, and you just got to be creative, man. Southern Cali has so many streets where the woman knows how to blend in and knows how to dress elegantly, fly, but at the same time sexy. She can turn any street out here into a working blade. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you know, you you're pulling the trick out of the square 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Because it could be like someone's having a bad day, and she's posted at the room on Lincoln and Marina, and she's just walking down the street or whatever in a jogging outfit, got her headphones on, but really nothing's playing, and she just waits for somebody who was having a bad day, just got off a construction job. Boom, she got herself a day. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes what I'm saying is if the the blade environment is just so distraught and destructive and just unmanageable and unworkable as far as risk versus reward. You gotta open up the city, man. Find somewhere else to shut it down. But then again, like what's like how do you dress? How do you dress her? You know what I'm saying? Like you got her half naked everywhere. Then if that's the type, if that's how you dress her, then that's a lacing situation. That's a lack of game. You know what I'm saying? Because all this stuff that's going on these days with these females, walking around in fishnets. I mean, they ain't got to do all that. They ain't got to give away that much flesh for free. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all on how you dress her to blend her in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, now we got. Uh, is that game called?
It was headed, man.
Is this is this the man? What's up, man?
Man,
What's up, man?
I've been down and around, man.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, now look, we got product here
Okay.
right here.
So, what's up with y'all,
Man,
man?
you came at a perfect time.
What's going on? What's going on,
You get
Jet? Hope
down.
everything's great for you today.
Solid.
Now, 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 y'all know. See, the game coach. He out there. He's open. Man. He out there. He's open. And he got pimp on his logo, the PIMP. But for sure, he gonna say he the game coach. Now, now, now. I'm trying to word the question right. Okay, game coach. Now look, does a pimp the pimp's communication with the bitch that he's trying to get to be his hoe? Is he using macking or is he using pimping?
Well, it depends. So if she's already a turnout burnout, right? So how you look at it is like this: if it's already there, you come straight with the P, right? But if it's somebody you just met going through a mall, you feel what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to play it because you utilize your terrain, so you understand what you're dealing with, and you're able to analyze it from the first couple minutes of the conversation on which angle you're gonna go. But it all results back to the P. At all times, it's going to always come back to the P, but it depends on the terrain of your terrain or what you're dealing with, because everybody not going to be receptive to the P off top, but they may be more receptive to the macking or the playerism. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a little different.
Yeah, I agree as well. I agree as well. So now, so you would assume, or you would presume that Mackie would be necessary if your aim is for this bitch to hoe up, right?
Yeah, but you got to remember that you ain't gonna have 100% success rate every single time, right? So, mentally, you're not going to say, okay, well, I'm expecting somebody to stick around for a very long time. You feel what I'm saying? So, if that's in fact the case, I'm not about to sit around and wait for you to be here the whole time. I'm about to sit back and wait for you to come back with a trap. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, if I get you, I get you. If I don't, I don't. I'm about to move on. So there's no set schedule that each person you run up against.
Right. So how about your concept on sitting down a bitch after she's expressed to you a security issue on a hostile track?
Say that one more time.
What's your concept on setting down a bitch after she's expressed a security issue on a hostile track, and you're in another state, maybe another city, another country, a jail, uh, etc.
Well, the thing it is right. Even if we can be in the same city, right? Just say we're in the same city, for instance. You feel me? I already know her because we've been around. You feel me? So I understand her mental state. I understand everything about her. So 9 times out of 10, if it's already gonna be a situation, she already a ticking time bomb off top because mentally she ain't there. But mentally, if she there, she'd be able to get around it.
So you sit her down, basically,
That's just
regardless
gonna
of
happen.
what her, right.
That's gonna happen. Ain't no way around it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way around that. You feel me? Because
Okay.
you gotta remember one of the main key factors, right? In doing anything, you'll never count nothing going out. You always count it coming in.
Absolutely.
So if we was to say this, that means we're trying to protect something. We're not trying to protect nothing that's ready to blow.
All right. So how about your okay knowledge to the game, right? Okay, because we're in a conversation about it right now as well. I don't know if you heard the conversation, but now,
No, I
so your
just came
knowledge to the
in.
game and your knowledge to the track, right?
Mm?
Uh, would you say that it's smart pimping or mispimping to sit your work down, knowing that there's potential problems that will prevent you from getting your track?
I mean, it has to. Well, what is the problem that's presented? You feel me? Because you got to remember, right? I mean, yeah, it's scared money don't make none. So what would the problem be?
Well, you never know. I mean, when you're familiar with the track, you know the
Yeah,
potential situations. So what
well,
you're saying is there will be nothing that would prevent you from setting your work down, right?
I mean, if it's just fights out there and they just going all the way around, they just nonstop. It was like one of them days, right? You know what I'm saying? We'll try to go to a whole different side. You know what I'm saying? But if that's not the case, then nah, you out. She down.
So
And then it depends on the performance too, because if you got somebody who's been performing and performing and performing, and it's just one of those things to where this particular day it's like okay for sure, you feel me? I mean I understand because you've been down and around, but if if not, no, I got bail money. But there shouldn't be anything else that somebody should be afraid of. If you're afraid of it, then you're in the wrong profession.
Let me ask you this, yeah. Do y'all believe pimping can be taught? Can you teach somebody how to be a pimp that doesn't know how to do it?
Yep. Donald Goins and Iceberg Slim been doing it for years, right? Doesn't mean that they're gonna be successful at it.
So then you believe someone can learn how to pimp from
Well,
reading a
I
book?
mean, it's fundamentals. So there are certain things, right, that may transpire up in it, although you're dealing with an urban fiction, right? But behind any joke, behind any nonfiction, there's some type of truth based upon it, right? A lot of times names and certain things like that may change, right? But the core principle is the same. So you can sit somebody down, they can watch you, and you can give them certain little pointers. And then with these little pointers that you're giving up, you know what I'm saying, they can learn, but doesn't mean that it's in them.
So they can
They can
learn.
learn fundamental principles. They can learn lingo. They can learn they can learn certain aspects, right? But does that mean that you're that? No.
Now I said this, game coach. Fundamentals versus
Uh-huh.
technique. So so I hear you when you're saying
Yes, sir.
fundamentals. Would it be more though technique? And when you're saying they can learn different techniques? Or okay, because what I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Can someone be taught how to be a pimp?
No. It's something that's already in you. However, basic fundamental principles, there's certain things, aspects of it can be taught, but can you be no? Let me give you an example. Floyd Mayweather is considered a great boxer. He learned basic fundamentals, which is footwork. He learned how to punch. Then he learned style, right? The basic fundamental principle is footwork. Anybody can learn footwork, but it doesn't mean that you're about to get in the ring and win because you're not a boxer. You just learn footwork.
Right. Absolutely.
See, and the reason why I say these things is sometimes you'll hear people say, I grew up around pimps all my life. All my family
Yeah, my daddy
members
was
was
a pimp.
pimps.
My uncle was a pimp.
Yeah, I
My
was
brother
taught
was
this
there.
way. My uncle was a pimp. Right.
All that
You know
stupid
what I'm saying?
shit.
I was taught this way. I was taught that way. You know, um,
But he can box good.
different, right, because about, right. Or the football fan probably knows everything about basketball, but they're just distinguished.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I get it. Um, so then I'd have to say this then. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I'll leave that right there for right there. Now let me ask you this. Say someone's in a different area. Say, you know, to be far, say Vegas or something. And you have some people, say, from, the Bay Area or something. And he meets the bitch in Vegas. And he's talking to the bitch. And the bitch tell him something like, you don't sound like the pimps around here. You something different. I don't hear pimps around here talk like that. You something different. Like, matter of fact, let me call the pimp so you can talk to him.
Mhm.
No, I'm just playing. But, look, but basically, do you believe, look, do you believe that in different areas that a person might have to adjust their pimping based on where they are in order to be familiar enough to the bitch that she would view them
Man,
as
stop
the
playing.
pimping?
You know what I'm saying? Listen. You know what I'm saying? I've been a lot of areas where the rules may have changed, right? Like there's certain rules, right? Where if you're in San Francisco, you know what I'm saying, you on the sidewalk, they in the streets, right? Or you go to Milwaukee where they may allow, you know what I'm saying, they may allow a madam out there or something like that, right? But when I was in the game a long time ago, right? I was in Memphis, Tennessee, and everybody understand how we talk in the Bay Area, real fast, real slick, and you know. But when we went down there, they talk a particular way, hella slow, and it's like a drool, like a, you know. So when I knocked the boy, the fat boy, he had a broad out there, 8 ball. When I pulled him for strawberry, right? First thing he said, he talked so slow. I told you about the California boys. They gonna work you too hard. This Memphis, make it easy money, pimping hoes in style. I started laughing because I never witnessed no shit like that before. Somebody talking that slow, like I didn't know what that was. So when I was there and I peeled it because I felt like it was more style. It was what I brought to the state, right? I brought my whole culture here. So when I did that, I was able to, you know, say come up. But you don't adjust it because she thinks this is what this is, or what she thinks what it ain't. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's not the game. You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting it because she believed that it should be this way. You understand what I'm saying? Is you gonna choose or you gonna lose, right? I catch the
Okay.
blues like she with the Crips.
hmm hmm Okay. 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 Now watch this. Now you out down right. The bitch chooses you,
Hmm.
gives you the money. Um, when you call the pimping to serve him, do you bring him that trap that she chose you in the name of respecting the
How you
pimping?
break it? You breaking up?
Hey man, I got the bitch. Hey man, I got the bitch. I got the money, but let's link up. You give the pimp that you knocked the bitch from that trap,
Well,
his last trap.
you say give it to him.
Yes.
Hell no. Listen, I remember you know, we had this conversation before, right? Where I was up, you know what I'm saying, when I was watching this older cat when I was real young, California Ride. And I used to watch how he used to,
Oh my
you know what I'm
God.
talking about?
Those
Yeah,
is California
yeah,
right.
California Ride, right? So, so
By the way, Prada, you still with us?
yeah, he's still there.
No, I'm not sure you can hear us. Prada, Prada.
He probably just doing his thing, you feel me? But he's still there.
No, I'm here.
No, but that's what I
I'm
understood.
here.
Okay.
There you go.
Did you hear the question you
No,
answered?
I didn't hear that.
Okay, so what I asked him was the bitch, he knocks the bitch gives him the money. When he calls the pimp to serve the pimping, does he give that pimp the last trap, his last trap, the one that he got from the
Does he
bitch?
offer the pimp the last trap? Okay, my question, my
Yeah.
answer to that is
Or what was the question that you?
what was the question?
Smooth Lou.
Yeah.
Uh okay, the question is if you got a partner and you're knocking for his work, the question was would you lift the work or would you leave her down and break on her? And then after that, after that, after that, would you
Smooth
offer
Lou.
smoke low? Would you offer her last?
folks to trap his last trap,
No,
or what you just absolutely.
Absolutely not, right? And
that's
look,
her
check me out. Like,
trap. That's her trap till she hands it over.
it's my trap now. You know what I'm saying? Look. See what it is like this, right? I was giving a story about how when I was real young, my boy California Raj, man, he showed me that so a lot of people wouldn't be that bitter. What he would do is he would make sure that the knocking was all the way official. So what he'd do is every single day he would get half. He'd throw it in the glove compartment every single day for about a week, 10 days, sometimes 14 days. But he'd throw it in the glove compartment. So when he finally come through with the serving, it's like you didn't got your last one. You know what I'm saying? That softens the blow because now you done left with 25 or 33 bands or 4 bands, 5, whatever the case may be, right? So he done already left with that.
Now he's
But the
stealing
game,
from the pimp at that point. She
huh?
was
No, no,
anyway.
no. Yeah. But she was already gone. She was already out of there, right? He was just giving a courtesy, right? So what happens is once he finally come around and he actually serving, that was a proper knocking because I've been getting trapped every single day up until the point, right? So it makes it all the way official. It ain't like, because you have some dudes around that time would be like, okay, well, she just got out there. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't have been this because I know because I was there. That kind of stuff. But when you got a whole track record, that's a proper knocking. Anybody have to respect that one. Like, I respect that one. But would I give him? No. I mean, if he my friend already, I'm already gonna look out for my friend if he was doing bad anyway. I'm gonna look out for my friend. Me and him cool. Me and her, right? We ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? Me and him friends. I ain't friends with no. I don't got no HPs. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I'm breaking it, and once I break, because she ain't promised, but my friend is always gonna be here.
Okay. Connection. Okay, so the next question was, would you lift the bitch if you knock the bitch after you break the bitch?
No, 72 hours. I'm gonna give you action. 72 hours. You got 72 hours. You know what I'm saying? There you go. You feel me? Because we're gonna make sure that this was proper. That's why we go through these processes to make sure that everything is proper. Like you ain't just making a mad move. You feel what I'm saying? And if you're making a mad move, then it's gonna bear fruit within the 72 hours.
And with you, that will only be for 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 the pimping that you are familiar with, or say it
Anybody,
with some,
anybody. That's it. It's the rule. Anybody.
right.
You know what
So
I'm
now,
saying?
say
Plain
you
or
were in
not.
another state.
Mhm.
Say you were in another state on the move. You would stick around for 72 hours,
Well, it
or
depends.
would you, or would you lift, or would you lift the bitch?
So it depends on the call. So if the call goes smoothly, yeah, you got action. But if there's a little bit of bitterness behind it, I'm a mover. Yeah, I ain't got no time. See, I gotta see. That's one thing. I ain't got no time for all that. I ain't about to go back and forth and kidnapping and all. I ain't got no time for all that. I'm out. We in New Mexico. We about to be in Arizona tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Arizona, we're gonna bounce over here to Texas. Texas, we're gonna bounce back over here to California. California, all the way to. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. We ain't gonna just stick around. I'm trying to pull 100,000 out the bins. That by the time we get back, that thing gonna be a bucket. You still got action. You got action.
Hmm. Well, me personally, I ain't giving back no money because then what that seems like to me is I took the bitch for free.
Yeah.
The bitch is handing it to me. Why I look like I'm giving it back to you? Now, if it's a P
See,
partner of mine, if it's a P partner of mine, and she's giving me some action, I'm gonna let him know first, for sure. Let him know first what she's doing,
yes, y'all in my business. That's the courtesy call.
and you know, let him either handle his business with the bitch, or uh, if she does hand over some money, depending on the amount, we could split that because she is wasting my time too. And then you could, handle your business with the broad, unless the P partner is cool with, hey, yeah, just keep the bitch.
Hmm.
But I ain't giving back no fucking money to nobody. That trap is hers until she hands it over.
Oh, I had an episode one time where you have this little bitty bra, right? She was down at me, right? She was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I want to fuck with you. It was me and my one of my P partners. He was down on his luck. He was doing kind of bad. So she playing horse playing like she wanna bust a move, but she acting like she wanna tug a war with it, right? He was like, hold on, you got 5 seconds. This is what we gonna do. And he didn't even let her get down. He just smashed. Once he smashed, he took, I don't know how much it was, but I know I left about like 450, like 420 or something like that. But he got the money. He gave me a 20, he kept a 20, he took a 20, me a 20. And all the way into the whole thing was I think he stuffed a little bit more than what he was giving me, right? But it's all good. But in the spirit of that right there alone, that was my friend, and I already understood the situation. So I didn't really say too much about that. I let him just go about his business, and I let him leave with the bro
Right.
because he wasn't really doing that well. But he respected the fact that he knew that he didn't have no action,
Mm.
that I had the action. He respected it. It was like, here, you know what I'm saying? And I already understood it, so I let it go. I'm like,
I
all right, for
mean,
sure.
shit, at the end
Let
of
me
the day, it
see.
should never be no drama, right?
Yeah, for sure. And but that was my partners. That was a friend of mine that I kick it with every single day. So whoever win.
Right.
Because if I was down on my luck, I know he had my back. He down on his luck, I got his back. So it didn't really matter.
I think as far as us, right, sometimes we got to be real cautious with broads who are playing with individuals who are affiliated with you, because sometimes we gotta think we can't let ego get the best of us sometimes, and I think that happens a lot where your P partner, one of his broads might just be getting out of pocket simply because he's upset, right? And then she goes talking to your partner, whatever the case is, just all based on a bad move, and the broad does some really malicious type of shit, and you end up uh, getting into it, looking at your partner like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? Because your partner just thought that it was his pimping that knocked the bitch, when in all reality it was just the bitch making a bad move. So I think we just got to be careful when you come across those type of situations, because a lot of
Yeah,
times these
I feel
broads will
you.
make these mad moves.
A mad move.
Hmm.
So I feel you with that smooth because me personally, I always tell my partners that I don't want to know what she look like. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to know. So because we understand that everything in the game is fair. So I don't want to know. You feel what I'm saying? Because if I came up, then I mean I came up on my own accord. I didn't have to dirty Mac. I didn't go behind your back. I didn't have side conversations. I didn't have none of that. This is all pure me, all pure her. Because we don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
came up. And you know I came up because you know that I never met her. So at that time, but it'll make it strange when it's time to do the sermon because your partner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you know it's one of your partners that ain't really gonna take to it, you know what I'm saying? You might not want to say nothing. You might want to just go ahead and flee. get on with it, or say go back.
Mm-hmm.
Either or. You feel what
Or
I'm saying?
always give them the opportunity. That's one thing I say. Give them the opportunity to get the bitch back. If the bitch at that
But
point doesn't want to go back, then okay,
well, the opportunity is if you know about it already. If you
right.
don't know, you know what I'm saying? That was all you. It had nothing to do with nothing else, but strictly, purely you. So that's what happens when you got a lot of cats that be dirty macking. They be talking all about you, pillow talking and all of that, right? And then she get to understanding who you are, and then she want to see for herself is what you saying is true.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then at that instance right there, I ain't trying to give nothing back to you anyway. You know what I'm saying? You put her in my business, and this is what time it was.
Yep.
You
That
feel
does
what I'm saying?
happen. That does happen.
Yeah,
Don't be mentioning the next pimp in your household, because the bitches are very curious, and that's
yeah.
been since
Because
the beginning of
because
time.
you ran out of game. You ran out of game when you start doing stuff like that. You got to
Yep.
have all these other conversations about everything because they had this. They coined this saying where they said some kind of mind. What was it like? Um, like weak minds discuss people,
Right. Right. Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Great minds discuss
Right.
ideas.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
However the quote went, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that becomes a weak mind when you have to bring up other people into your conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Now you become weak. You already weak from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Just for even having allowing that to even structure up out of your mouth about somebody else.
Yep.
Okay, now look. Okay, now what? Okay, now what? Now, say it's a friend, because you hear this, right? In a square to be grows over hoes, right? Then you hear when people begin friendship ends. You hear that within the culture, right? Now, what if you know your okay, so say it's a friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because it's your friend, however much dedication he's given to the pimping or not, is not going to determine your friendship because that's your friend, right? But then now he has a hoe. Now the hoeing, does the pimping put the hoeing in the name of the game, for game's sake, in a higher reverence than the friendship?
I don't think so. I don't.
No,
Then the pimping that's based in the friendship, when you know the friend ain't staying true to the pimping
well,
as
I
well.
mean, it ain't up to us. No,
You understand my
I
question?
understand. I understand. But at the end of the day, right? The game is the game, right? The thing it is no. I'm not gonna put nobody. You know what I'm saying? Although I may feel like you're not doing it right, right? But who's to say one day you're not gonna get it? Because I done seen dudes who was just trash. Like, man, you ain't even representing it right. And I seen that person years later, like, oh yeah, you doing your thing. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna put. See, the first thing is there's no connection between her and him anyway. You feel what I'm saying? So my relationships over here with my partners had nothing to do with my relationship that I have over here. You know, what I'm saying, with the bro.
Mm-hmm.
But remember that the hoeing and the pimping, right? Meaning, say if the hoe just want to do some good old fashioned hoeing,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. And the partner might be on some, and the hoe just want good old fashioned hoeing. Do you now? You know you could give her the pimping because that's you, right? So do you know? So based on the game, are you there for the if the game is presenting her hoeing to here the bitch needs some pimping versus we'll let her go off and find somebody else based on she was with my friend.
I don't understand that one. Spit it one more time. I don't understand.
Okay, the staying true part is what I'm saying. The dedication part. A hoe with full dedication. Okay, say my hoe come to you, game coach, right? One of my hoes, right? And they like, okay, well, game coach, we like the way, or you see some pimping, and whatever I'm going with through a show or whatever, yeah, and you know that show might be the type to like, you know, spend money on square bitches and fuck the square bitch kids, or he's fucking strung out over, getting the money and strung out on drugs over here or some shit like that, right? But the hoe just wants some pimp. She don't want no dick. She don't want no nothing else. She just wants some good old fashioned. Do you say, oh, well, Show was my friend, even though within the pimping, he do certain things, so I can't fuck with you, bitch, based on that, even though you just
Okay, I got
want
you.
pimping and you
Okay, I got you.
dedicated to your
So,
right.
okay, so Show's my friend. So my thing is she in my business? First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let Show know. Like, bro, whoop, whoop, straighten up your game. Whoop, whoop, these are the quarrels that's happening within, your little situation, right? And then I'm gonna put pressure on her. Like, okay, well, that's cool. I know they say the fee is 10. Okay, well, if you really don't want to fuck with it, bring me back 50. But going back. But if you come back over here, come back with 50. I'm gonna put pressure on him, and then I'm gonna let him know at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, hey, these are the mistakes that she. I'm just letting you know, man. This is the courtesy. You feel what I'm saying? But I do it a little bit different. So I'm gonna put pressure there too. Hey, 50. I don't want to hear about no problems. I want to hear about 50. Now, if she come back with 50, then I'm gonna have to let you, hey, look, she came back with 50. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you made that
Okay.
determination depending on the amount she had. You said, fuck my
Huh?
friend, and she got 50.
You hear
Nah,
Lou?
Hey,
Lou said
what?
it's still, you still put the price on it. You still put a price on it.
Yeah,
Prada, what you say? Prada,
Yeah, I mean,
probably be sleep.
that's you there.
what are your thoughts on it?
I missed the last part. As far as as far as trap,
Oh,
the last trap.
okay, Lou, what are your no. What you said was if you had a okay, look, if you had a friend, okay, look, what square say? Bros or hoes, right? Within the game, once you say well, people begin friendship, okay, boom, now that's the game culture square. Okay, now
That's
with the
flip flop.
hoes, if you had a partner that was your friend and you knew him personally, right? So you know certain ways he ain't, really doing shit that should be done, whether he's pimping or not. That's still your nigga, that type of thing, right? But he has a hoe that's a real hoe that really wants to hoe, and she comes across you, but she just wants some pimping and she just wants to hoe. Will you not fuck with her based on your friend that you know is doing a lot of pimping, or do you fuck with her anyway in the name of pimping?
and then also, right? Think about it like this, because you may feel a particular way doesn't mean that he ain't doing it right. You feel what I'm saying? Just because you feel like he ain't doing it right, and she feel like he ain't doing it right, doesn't mean that it's gonna be a broad that could pull up that believes that he's doing it right. You know what I'm saying? So there's not really a determination. I mean, we could go by basic fundamental principles. You feel me? And be like, okay, well, these are the things. Are you doing these basic fundamental principles? Whatever you do outside of that,
Like going by that, outside of that, by him being your friend, you know he's not going with the fundamentals.
you know that he's not dealing with the fundamentals, right? And you know
Mhm.
it, like you know it, because he's your partner, right? He's your friend, right? That means that chances are you might have had multiple conversations with him about his own conduct, about how he's been, conducting himself within the pimping. And let's say
Mhm.
you have come to the conclusion, man, this dude just ain't it, right? Well,
Yeah.
shit, that hoe can't go to waste. Why would you want the hoe to go to waste? You got to save the hoe, right? So I would say at that point, you know that as your friend, hey, you ain't doing right by the game. You ain't doing right by the hoe. So this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna let you know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna knock this bitch. So the bitch gonna she coming to you, right? Because she's seeking. So yeah, because you know 100% your friend is not the pimp. She's just not
Yeah.
just doing it. So why, if the hoe is seeking the pimping, why let the hoe go to waste? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or let
By
somebody else
yeah.
have her. Like
Keep her in the
yeah,
family.
right.
Keep
So
her in the family.
yeah, let me have this bitch, and yeah, go back to getting a job or something, or find another broad to play with.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up. I mean, it is what it is. You feel me? Because you got to remember that, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying in the beginning that, yeah, me and you partners, but, you know what I'm saying? Me and the bro, we ain't friends. So, yeah, I'm going to have
Well,
to.
that's what Shove is saying, is that's your friend. Like
Yeah, he
he
is.
your friend,
He is.
right?
But not her. I
Well,
don't,
that's what you said. I said part of the whole time. You talking about that's your friend, game coach. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
friend. So I'm going with
Yeah,
that
I
man.
mean, because that's the terminology using friend. So if that's in fact the case, you know what I'm saying? Me and the friend is cool. We cool,
But
but I
that's why I
mean,
say, like, chances
What was
are,
your partner?
as your friend, y'all been having a lot of pimp conversations, and you've been seeing him doing shit he not supposed to be doing or shouldn't be doing. Or you might have been telling him, hey man, you gotta do this, that, and the other, and then that's not what he's doing. So
yeah.
why let the hoe who's trying to give you good old hoeing uh anything else other than some pimping? Like, go ahead.
Hey, I remember, right? I remember niggas like that used to keep you in the game. They keep you in the game because they always gonna come through with something fresh, right? Something fresh every time. You just peeling them off, peeling them off every
Yeah,
chance you
yeah.
get.
I knew I know
Keep you
I
in the
know
game.
I know any
Okay,
motherfucker
what
like that.
about this then? What's the other side of the spectrum? What's the other side of the spectrum then? The other side of the spectrum. What if the bitch decide not to be with your program no more? Do you refer your partner?
Say it one time.
I'd rather have this bitch go on I'd rather have the bitch go on, do what she do, or would you refer your partner here, bitch? Look, no, we're not fucking around, but in the name of the I'd rather see you with some pimping.
And send it on their way.
So the same way on the other side of the spectrum, right? Do you refer that?
Refer back to what?
Do you refer the bitch to support
Oh
pimping?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
your
Well,
partner, that's
hey,
your
listen.
friend, right?
Hey, look,
So
yeah, like I can't do nothing with you. You know what I'm saying? Go in there and fuck with Lou. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. This is what it is. Because I know he got a better program. You know what I'm saying? But then what I got. I don't be tripping like that. So I'm a sink. I'm like, there you go. If he got what it take, he gonna get her. If he don't, she gonna go over and blow a show. If not, she'll go on over there with product. You know what I'm saying? If not, she'll go with somebody else. But it's just the spirit of the game. You feel me? If I can't do nothing with you, goodbye.
so then that would say this then, right? So either or, say you get the bitch and that fuck up the friendship with you and the partner, right? Or the bitch is about to go somewhere else, but then you let the bitch go, and then your partner's like, "Well, damn, man, you know, let the bitch know, so gotta come over here, right?" Either way it goes, when they correlation, like when pimping begins, friendship ends, or is that why pimping shouldn't have no square freeze? Because if you amongst the pimping, you gonna keep the bitch in the game amongst the pimping.
Straight up. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? You keep it, it's all in the game, so you'll keep the broad in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because anything outside of that would be square.
Yep.
Or in the circle, right?
As long as
Now let's
as long as y'all
See the thing, I believe what it
talk
is.
about it and come to that agreement, you know what I'm saying? That there shouldn't be a problem amongst the friends, you know, amongst the key partners. Like, hey man, go ahead, get your shot at the bitch. You know, it is what it is. As long as there's that agreement, and there really shouldn't be, unless let's say I got a broad who's been an out of pocket ass bitch, and you know about it. You know this bitch been nothing but a fag doing real, you know, outlandish shit, doing some bullshit, right? Then she try to come to you, and you know she's been nothing but a punk, right? And you decide, well, then let me get a shot at it. I would say at that point that I wouldn't want the broad who's been problematic to a partner of mine, just based off the fact that she's been nothing but a punk to somebody that I know. So I wouldn't want a shot at it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna take the chance of thinking, oh, I'm gonna straighten her out or she'll be better with me or yada yada. No, because I know that she's done some real punk ass shit. So just off the strength to let her know, like, nah, bitch, you just can't come over this way now. When I know all the bullshit you've been doing over there, to, you know, to my people, like, nah, go ahead. I'd rather see the bitch go with somebody else anyway. And get the fuck up away from my partner with all that drama anyway, and all them problems you coming with. So go ahead and choose someone else.
Yeah, get all the way up out the program.
Yeah, get all the way up
But
out.
but you know, but I didn't see stuff like that happen before too, where she was just a straight punk all through the whole little situation. Somebody else pulled her and she became a champ. I didn't see it. You know, because you got to remember, everybody program isn't for the same bitch. You know what I'm
Right, I
saying?
understand that, but I'm saying off of the fact that I know that she's been a punk to a key partner of mine, I won't give her that benefit. I wouldn't want to give her that benefit to say, all right, well, come with me because I'm gonna do better than he did, or, you know, to give her that, make her feel that type of way. Like, nah, because she was
Yeah, he might have.
dependent. Like I said, she was a straight punk, not because he wasn't pimping right and like that, but just
He
because
might have
she
not.
was just a straight punk.
So sometimes you'll have somebody who just got all the fundamentals down. They're doing everything how they're supposed to do it, but they just not smashing enough. They just don't have that energy, right? And then family over here may have that energy, and when he got that energy, it was able to move her. But he wasn't able to because he was just dull. But he was doing everything he was supposed to do, but he just didn't have that energy, that energy to move it the way it needs to be moved. You feel what I'm saying? So in that instance, right? You know, in that instance right there, it ain't like, okay, well, she was a straight fag over here, a straight punk. Is she gonna be like that, right? Nah, it's not that situation. But is she just always been like that with this motherfucker? Then over here, then over here, then over here. Then we understand that it's just a straight fag. Matter of fact, 90% of these bros that you see on IG, right? 90% of
Punk.
them are just straight fags. You know what I'm saying? 90% just straight fags. You like what the like?
You don't want to say that too much.
Yeah,
But hey,
like I wouldn't even.
it's back to back. Goddamn.
Yeah, it's
And to
Gecko,
emphasize
bitch. The F word. Yeah.
why you would even say that 90%, because it's a high number, right? But just to
that's
emphasize why, is because real hoes are not on IG.
yeah, straight up.
Well.
I mean, it's some,
But remember, we're gonna
Yeah.
put them
but
all.
they
But
not out of
remember,
pocket.
the real hoes are the part of the 10%. So the
Yeah.
90% of them that are on IG, yeah,
Are you
yeah,
saying that's
yeah,
why he
yeah.
said it? That's what you
Yeah.
said. Okay.
It's 90.
Look at
All
look
right, so
look at
you'll pull up on the bitch bumper, right? Like, hey, what's up? What's going on? What? You know what I'm saying? Y'all go back and forth for a second. It's good. You get on this other bitch bumper over here. Oh, fuck you, bitch ass nigga. You hoe ass nigga. I'm gonna give your ass shit. And woo, like, hold on. Like, little mama, calm down. Because you ain't touching no blade. You just on here trolling. You ain't touching no blades. Because if you was touching the blade, you'll catch a real razor. You know what I'm saying? And they know that mentally. So mentally, if they already understand this, then that means that they'll stay in pocket. Be like, hey, I ain't gonna even mess with that
She
dude
ain't
because I
even going to
understand,
entertain it. She ain't even going to entertain
entertain
it.
it because she understands.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
A
So
real
that's
one
what I
ain't going to
mean.
entertain it. But the majority
At all.
of these 90%, like you said, that's why you can say that they not real hoes because of the fact that they are entertaining, they doing out of pocket ass shit, they're watching what's going on in this program and that program. Yeah, so I could agree that 10% of the real hoes might be on IG, but they ain't not doing none of that reckless shit that these other bras are doing. These out of pocket ass bitches, these disrespectful ass bras who don't understand the concept of don't talk to a pimp, don't say nothing to him
Yeah.
unless you're gonna give him some
And
money.
I'm glad you said that, right? Because I was going through somewhere one time. I seen this fat, ugly little white broad call herself Stump Down 3 or 4, some old shit like that, right? So you had this one cat up in there, you know what I'm saying, down that one broad over here. It's like, no, he ain't a real pimp. He was in my friend DM, and whoop whoop whoop. He be trolling. I'm sitting there listening to her, right? He ain't saying that to your fat ass. You old, you fat, you got 6 babies. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to fuck with you. They not even trying to grab your money from you. You can come with 100,000 motherfuckers like I'm cool, but
It's not even that.
because
I don't get where any bitch can say who's a real pimp, who's not a real pimp based off of him
yeah,
talking to a
no,
bitch in the DM. Like that's
no, because she
bullshit.
ain't never
That's
had one. No,
because
no,
she ain't never
she ain't never
had one.
had one.
Right, right.
That's the reason why she has this particular idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has an idea of these
What is
cats.
and what ain't.
So this cat over here, she been with, he got with her, he fucking on her every single day. He ain't really trying to get them, you feel me? So that was considered real to her, right? So when somebody comes smash it, then it's different. It's like, oh no, he ain't, no, that ain't what I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not about to allow you to just press over on me and treat me like I'm the hoe. I'm not no hoe. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
I'm
know.
not no hoe. You,
I don't know about these broads nowadays putting these restrictions on pimps. I didn't know that pimps had restrictions. A pimp does what the fuck he wants to do, according to,
exactly.
as long as he's doing it, certain guidelines, right? But for these
Hmm.
bitches, for a hoe to come out of nowhere and say what a pimp is, what a pimp isn't, what he can and cannot do, I don't know who they ever dealt with, but a lot of them dealt with, like you just said, motherfuckers that are just fucking on these broads and getting a little money out of them, and they're controlled by the bitch and all that other shit. So they get to fixing their mouth with all that who is and who isn't, what is and what ain't. But putting
Until she come across
restrictions on
one.
pimps.
You know, until she come across it. Like I explain all the time. You'll come across it and it's gonna be so real and so intense that they don't jump on Instagram live and say nothing bad about another man, period. Because it was gonna be so intense that they don't even understand what happened. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then when it happens like that, and they get a real dosage of it, then it's like, okay, well, I understand that. Yeah, that was something real right there that I couldn't understand, and this shit over here I can understand because it ain't real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's all about the conditions that people be placed upon. You place a person in the condition where everything is peaches and cream, then they expect peaches and cream everywhere they go.
So let me ask something, right? Because y'all on that side, right? And it's not just about that side. It's just I was just gonna ask a question. What y'all opinion? about pimps, right? Pimps, whether we call them pimps or so-called pimps, guys playing every day down on these blades every day and with this congregation, right? But these guys are getting high and getting drunk out on the blade. What's y'all opinion on that?
I mean, you gotta remember, right? I ain't never got high before like that. So, so automatically, my mental when it comes to that is like that shit is out of pocket, off top. But I don't know nobody. I don't know everybody's story. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you got if he's a junkie, the broad's a junkie, and they together for a reason. They can't jump in the program, she a junkie, and then she like, hey, what's up, Lou? I know you don't blow. I know you don't blow powder, but you know what I'm saying?
Right, but
So,
I'm talking about the I'm talking about the pimps that are out on the blades,
huh,
getting high or getting drunk on an everyday basis.
I see it all the time. I seen it all the time. But like I was saying, like I really didn't have an opinion because I understood that, they need their fix. Yeah, but I done seen it so many times, right? And I didn't see them getting high with the bra. You know what I'm saying? I didn't seen it all. But that's some people game.
I mean, look. And I didn't see it to where you wasn't the pimp and you pull up with a bottle to pass around
Yeah.
to the sisters.
but that's some.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Well, if you didn't have
So what's really y'all opinion on?
Well, I believe that some people. I believe the bottle is a lot of these people, a lot of these dudes' game. That's the bottle. You know what I'm saying? They pass that thing around. I know out there in Chicago, it's like that real tough. You know what I'm saying? They'll pump her up with some diesel real quick. You know what I'm saying?
So my thing is this, right? Now my thing with it is that's still just human being culture, right? So meaning this, they be like man and woman. What is it? It's gonna say the same thing about work. Don't be drunk and high at work. Don't be drunk and high at anytime you care. You know, the moment behind. Let's take a sip for you to put the bitch down, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever. You know, that's all. But yeah, you get high, right? You get high. How you ever get you said, or some just want
Who's talking right now? 'Cause I don't hear.
Yeah, you fuzzy.
so I believe that the people will get to where now, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. I think whatever the do is going to be better. So, um, now, Lou, now when you tell me on the track, do you mean specifically
I can't.
on the track? Yeah, that's what that is. But, Lou,
I can't hear nothing you said.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Whose noise is that in the
Y'all
back
mistaken.
though? Somebody got a lot of back noise.
That what it sound like.
It's just the whole environment. I don't know. Really loud. Sound like air
Oh yeah.
conditioning and shit.
Can you hear? Is that better?
That shit, man, it might be, yeah, that might be me.
Is it better?
Now you echoing. Now I'm echoing.
No, that's game pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you, Luke.
No,
Are you
no,
driving, Luke,
no.
with the
I'm not
Bluetooth?
driving. Let me see.
Now when your reception got better, that's when it started echoing.
There was a fan going.
transmission.
but I think it should be better now. So what I'm saying, Lou, is I think
I hear
that. Can you hear me, Lou?
Yeah.
My thoughts are, um, so just in general, people are gonna drink and smoke, right? Don't even in square world. Don't come to work high. We're doing a piss test. Drunk. High weed. Drug test, all that type of shit. Yeah, I believe this. No matter whatever it is the pimping gonna do, he gonna make sure that he's control over it, control over it. Right. So if the pimp is out, on the street, he drinking. The pimping ain't gonna be the one sloppy, drunk. You know what I'm saying? Passing out, that type of shit.
you.
Overdosing and shit. Now, then I ask you, were you specifically just talking about pimps on the track? Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, what is all that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that means the game coach. Okay. I think you pressed mute. Oh, no, that's Lou left. That was Lou shit. Game coach. That's your background.
That's me?
Oh, no, I think Lou might have been good reception.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear it, but
Yeah.
I don't think that, but I still couldn't hear Lou when Lou was talking.
No, I think yours was like messed up real bad. And then when your reception came back real good, everything started echoing.
Well, that's my
It's
shit.
echoing now.
That's you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, look. Where Kizzy Tay? Where Kizzy at? Let me see. Everybody left. All right, now look. Can y'all still hear me? Oh, there we go.
Top of it, Sean.
Top of it. What's the deal?
Exactly. I'm just making something to eat right now. What's going on with the pimping though?
Okay. What's
going on with the pimping though?
Oh, it's just small of it. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on, bring the game. So what's
Game coach.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Who's that spinning? Oh, what's up with you, man? You back there, It's been a minute.
I know. That show over there spinning.
Your shit spinning too.
Nah, that ain't me.
I ain't spinning, I'm spinning.
Yeah, right here, your shit black is just spinning.
Yeah, you spinning, Keezy. My shit ain't spinning.
What's going on though?
I'm messing my rubber, man.
All right, Keezy, let me ask you this. This year, since this whole year has been going, we're in the 5th month. What have you learned? What's the most valuable lesson that you learned this year?
What have I learned? As far as pertaining to the game, or
Well, yeah, pertaining to
to
the game.
pimping, or what you mean, Sean?
Yeah, the game, bro. Yeah,
I learned that if anybody believe, right, just from the atmosphere of it right now, right, and how everything is going down right now, like you got everybody who has a opinion on what is the ism and what's not ism, right, and it's almost that time for for retirement. That's what it's time for, because it's one of those things to where you have your atmosphere so filled with so much funk. You have to step up out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So you can get you a peace of mind with what you do. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I learned.
Yeah, KZ.
Hey,
KZ.
my bad, P. I'm making some
You
to
with
eat.
us?
But what I learned is definitely got to take your time with the bitch, man. You can't, you know, from my experience, from what I've been through, you know what I mean, from me coming up in the game, you know, you really got to take your time. This is not something where, you know, you gonna build a bitch overnight. You know, it's not like, you know, it's it's about building with her. You know what I mean? It's not like compared to just breaking on the bitch. You feel me? Compared to just having it your way. You know what I mean? That's what I learned. You know, I'm learning to really take my time. You know, learning how to be patient. You know, um, yeah, that's what I learned. So, you know, within
I got a
you know,
question. I got a question, right? You hear me, Kizzy?
yeah,
All right. Is you building to try to hold on for a long period of time? What's the reason for the building?
oh, it's definitely a reason for the building. You know, cause I'm so caught up in my ego and my pride that, you know, sometimes that's what I'm going off of. You know what I'm saying? But when I say building, I mean like as far as understanding the bitch, you know, really getting to know her, really getting to understand, you know, cause just cause she do something wrong one time, what that make her a bad hoe? That make her, you know what I'm saying? She not for your program, she not for you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm really learning how to really, you know, get through to the bitch as far as mentally, you know what I mean? Um, and I think that's really what it's about. I think that's definitely what it's as far as like, you know, going off from just from what I've been through, you know what I mean?
Okay, let me ask this, right? Um, I'm gonna give you a scenario of 2003, right? And I'm gonna give you a scenario of 2023, right? So in 2003, when we was all savage, we was out there and we was in the game because we all retired, right? So when we was out there in the game at that time, right, it was you hit the blade, catch them out of pocket, you break on them. You know what I'm saying? They may stick around for 30 days, 20 days, 10 days, 5 days, 90 days. You feel what I'm saying? But it's a continued process for your duration of your time out and being down, right? Versus 2023, whereas, okay, I met her, we about to get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? We about to. I'm trying to hip her to a proper program. You know what I'm saying? 10 G's is the fee. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So we got the balance scale, right? And we balancing 2003 to 2023 on how it was at one point and how this will be considered evolving from that particular point. Do you see it evolving or do you see a decline?
It's for sure evolving, right? But let me add this too, right? So aside from the bitch, right, I'm also learning how to keep up with the times. You know, we really, you know, we up against a lot. It's not just, you know, like for example, all this new shit, you know, technology, AI, and etc. Right? So I'm learning how to not keep up with it to where it's going outside of my program or outside of the game. It's more like it's allowing me to keep up. You know what I mean? To really position. position this bitch to where she could actually bring in a track that I feel comfortable with her bringing in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
And
cool, cool.
utilizing all of these. You know what I mean? It's like because a lot of times we miss that. A lot of times we get caught up in the that's that ain't pimping, that ain't what I'm saying. But you know
I
I
got you,
get
right?
what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but it's
But
like
watch this though. Right? Because you my brother, and we talk all the time, right? But when I'm listening to the evolving, right? Everything that my brother is speaking about is about the bitch, right? It's about the bitch, whoop the whoop the bitch, whoop the bitch, right? But that's why I waited from 2023 when it's about the bitch, in 2003 where it wasn't. It's about the ism. You know what I'm saying? It was the difference.
I
And
mean
that's the reason why. But that's the reason why I waited like that, right? There's no right and wrong because the evolving, how you evolve is how you evolve. But when I look at evolving like I'm not gonna drive the 2003 Rolls Royce inside of 2023. I want the new one. I evolved from that old ass Rolls Royce, right? I ain't gonna wear no throwback jerseys and these baggy ass pants when I understand that I need to, hem these things up a little bit, so they can fit properly. You know what I'm saying? So I evolved from this state of being to this state of being. But when we dealing with a structure, this particular structure is a circle. You know what I'm saying? So now what happens is when we take away from the circle, you know what I'm saying, we keep taking it away, and then all you got left is the square. You feel what I'm saying? So so that's why I believe this is my personal opinion. My personal opinion is everything going sideways because we took the weight off our own backs. And then now we talking about it's the bitch, it's the bitch. No, it's not the bitch. Fuck that bitch. You know what I'm saying? You got to get yourself right. Get yourself right. And then you can see things outwardly. You know what I'm saying? Once you learn inwardly, then you can express outwardly. Because you got to remember that um, we are objective and women are subjective. So what happens is a man can have 5 and 6 different women because they're objects, but she's subject to the individual because of what he's expressing from the inner. So you work in yourself so much to where you can express yourself. That's what it's not about. It's about you being able to express this. So if you can't express this, then that's the reason why we sitting here having these conversations about, oh, I have to get her right. Is she right for the program? I have to deal with her. I have to do this. I have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Even in the square world, you're not about to find a woman and just marry her if she's not conducive to what you got going on. You feel what I'm saying? Unless you just high power tricking. You feel me? You have to have motion plus you have to have duty. Motion. You have to have motion. Well, whatever you do in life, I'm gonna give a damn. If you own the business, you gotta have motion. You feel what I'm saying? So take ourselves up out of a situation, which is the game, and analyze ourselves and how can we produce motion. So now what happens is whatever we do, we're gonna be able to produce motion. You feel me? So when we say, "Oh, it's about the," there ain't no motion. You become a subject. You become a subject.
uh,
Hey,
all right,
you,
let me
hold on. Let's just start echoing.
Let's just start echoing.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
this. I'm gonna say this. I'm for sure elevating, right? I'm for sure evolving.
Oh, I can
Because
hear
if
it. I can hear it in
because
your
if
voice.
because if I'm not evolving, she's not elevating, right? But I must also say this: I'm evolving through the bitch, though. If that
Yeah,
makes
but listen.
sense, right? I'm evolving through the
Yeah,
bitch. If
I hear you, right?
you know what I'm
It's
saying,
right.
like
Let's look at it like this, right?
I get what you
Let's say,
saying. Like
you know what I'm saying?
I'm for
I
sure
got you. I
doing.
got you. You my bro. I got you. What I'm saying is, let's not.
Wait, hold on. To be fair, much love to both of y'all, but let Keezy finish what he's
Okay,
saying,
well,
game coach.
Kick back, I got this.
Go ahead,
I
Keezy.
mean, I'm for sure. Like I get what he's saying. Like I'm doing me regardless. You know what I'm saying? And see, from my experience, I'm always firing a bitch ASAP off of like, you know what I mean? Like I'll go holeless before I lose my value. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm focused. I gotta focus on the bitch, game coach, as far as like with what I'm doing. But me, I'm always gonna be doing me. I'm always elevating every day, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, but it's like, what are you trying to elevate in? What are you trying to evolve in? You trying to evolve in like stocks and business and all that type of shit? Like that's for sure.
No, no,
Like
no.
I'm doing all of that, bro. Like I got my
No, that's
LLC, I
cool.
got all that, bro. Like I'm
That's
doing
cool.
I'm
All that's
doing what
cool.
I'm doing in order to keep me up. Because if the bitch blow right now,
Exactly.
I'm still good. You feel me?
Exactly. So you took heed. But what I'm trying to explain to you is it's language and everything that we do because you got to remember words have power, right? So when we say we evolving, right? I like to say I'm evolved. You know what I'm saying? Evolving, meaning that you continue so you still making mistakes and stuff like that. I'm saying, look, I see you over here, right? I'm not about to make no mistake with you. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm evolved, meaning that I'm not looking for somebody to just pay me, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying true. I'm staying down. I'm staying doing what I'm supposed to do. Right? I'm not evolving. I'm involved in this. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm doing is I'm not gonna say, well, I'm about to work my program around this. No, she came going. There's no woman on earth that's promised to you, and she gonna stick around for the rest of your life. There's no promise to that. But you didn't have for not you personally, but for a person to even believe that, right? That if you down and around and you go to jail, she gonna kick down the doors for you, or she gonna try to make sure you bailed out, or she gonna go mess with your friend. She gonna take all your money, your clothes, and your jewelry and hully gully. You get what I'm saying? So
Hey,
that's
hold,
why.
real quick, real
So
quick,
this is
real quick, real
this
quick.
is the. I got you. I
Hold
got
on,
you.
real quick. Mind you, you talking about, if I go to jail and the doors get kicked in and this,
It's echoing. It's echoing. Keezy is echoing.
can you hear me? Mind you, all this,
Yes, way better.
if you go to jail, they kick in the doors and da da da. Bro, I'm in prison right now. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So you feel
the way
me?
you stunned me, I would have never knew.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you know what I mean. So, but real quick though, I'm a as far as the show, like I also learned that the bitch ain't perfect, P. That's what I also learned. And that's what's keeping me in the game. That's what's keeping me like I'm well taken care of right now, bro. Like literally. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Oh,
and
I
it,
know. I know. I might come at you for a loan. I know you're doing good.
but it's I get what you saying. Like, take the bitch out the picture. What about you? What is you doing? What is you trying to do? How is you coming up? How is you elevating? You know what I mean? Like, bro, that's there all day. That's there, like, you talking about evolving and evolve. You gotta understand that ain't no one perfect. You know what I mean? We gonna make mistakes
Oh,
every day,
yes,
all day. You
yeah,
know what I'm
man.
saying?
You
Like,
know, say speak. Hey, man, speak for
hey,
yourself. Speak for
I'm
yourself,
not
man. You know
perfect.
what
Hey, I'm
I'm
not perfect. I'm not perfect. Keezy ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is like, what is you doing with that though? You know, you so perfect. Is she down right now? Is you so perfect? Is she turning in right now? You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. But see, that's what I'm saying, right? Do you have to be
bro,
perfect to be pimping?
you don't.
Do you have to be
No,
perfect
you
to be
don't.
hoeing? Okay. Can you be imperfect and be pimping?
What I just say. So
Can you That's not what I
Yes, you
just asked.
could. Yes, you could.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Okay, well then you gave me a
Right,
different answer, right? You asked what I just said,
right,
but you
right.
gave me a different answer. Right. Okay, so can you be imperfect and
Yes.
be hoeing? Yes. Okay, so then what does perfect or imperfect have to do with pimping or hoeing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Now, see, the, like,
Hey, hey, hear me, Sean?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right. Hey, hear me? I'm about to go. I'm about to go get me something to eat real quick. I'll be back.
Before I be back. Okay,
so
well.
I get what you're saying, right? I get what you're
So
saying,
I
right?
get what you're
But then
saying,
what?
right? I get what you're saying, right? Yes. Go
But
ahead.
then what?
What you mean and what? Well, remember it started with game question about it. Knowledge.
What's good? I'm putting my earbud in. Okay, yeah,
Cut the
that
thing.
reduced the noise. I'm on the highway. What's good with you?
Oh no, okay, we back. Okay, so now, Keezy. Now, where you left? Okay, so we was talking earlier, knowledge. Well, let me ask you. Do you okay? And when Gang Coach was up here, he was saying, years back, like say early 2000s, whenever years back,
When the pimping was real? Yeah.
right? It used to be where the pimping was more concerned about the pimping, and he's saying now it seems like the pimp is more concerned about the hoeing. So,
Yeah.
right.
I'm with you.
Okay, so now we have Keezy up here, and he's giving a different perspectives, and he's saying that he's realized that he should. Okay, he realized he has to be patient. It takes patience. But one of the big things he realized, he said where he's at now, basically. Correct me if I'm wrong, Keezy, if I'm missaying it wrong. Right, but he's saying that he's learned that it's best to put more focus and attention on the hoe.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. So
Okay, hold on. Okay, how do you say it then, Keezy?
Well, what did you say, Pete? So we can hear
what I
straight from the
said
horse mouth.
was, um,
What?
from my experience, right? From what I've been through in the game, it's like I've learned that I gotta be more. I gotta be more patient. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take my time. So it's like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I get where Show is coming from. I get where Game Coach is coming from. But it's like, you know, it's not like, this bitch is just making mistakes all day long, every day, every fucking day. It's like it's you gotta you gotta be like, see, it's like I'm not about to be on here and like, oh, I'm just perfect. I like, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't
Like,
no pimping perfect. The nigga
you
that
know,
say his pimping perfect's a
but
liar.
it's a lot more to it than just like I get where game coach. Oh, what is you doing? How is you evolving? Have you evolved? And all this type of shit, right? But
Mm-hmm.
me,
But what was your
I
perspective on the
mean,
situation?
my perspective is like, I mean, that's the thing. What is the situation though? Because everyone's situation is different. Not everyone is going through the same shit. Not
100%.
everyone is pimping
I
on their
agree with
hoe the
that.
same way. You feel me? Like,
Sure indeed.
you know, uh, uh, uh,
100%.
his bitch might not have kids. My bitch might have kids. His bitch might. You know what I mean?
Well, every man and every woman is different, so can't nobody
pimp 100% the same. Everybody is different. If you're in your 30s pimping like somebody 19, 20, you're weird. You feel what I'm saying? If you're in your 40s and 50s pimping like somebody in their 20s and 30s, there's something wrong with you, because you should have learned more as a man and be a little bit more developed to do certain things. So every pimp's experience is based on, like you said, from your experience. Then a lot of people have limited experiences in the game. You know what I mean? If you've been in the game 5 years, you don't have the same experience as a band that's been in the game 20 years or 10 years. You see what I'm saying? So everything is limited to your experience and the type of hoes you've been getting at, the area you're in, because pimping, as much as people would like to say, oh, it's done the same way everywhere, that's a fucking lie. It just really is. You understand? Blades run different. Where I'm from, you can't motherfucking step in the street with bitches. I go places where pimps chase bitches up the street. You know, like literally get out their cars and run and chase bitches up the street. That's accepted in certain areas. Where I'm from, you out of bounds by doing that, because the streets is where the hoes be and the sidewalks is where we pimp from. So pimping is done different in different areas. And like you said, if this bitch got kids, you can't pimp on her the same way you might pimp on a bitch that doesn't have kids. And suppose this bitch is a 10-year vet and already done this, that, and third. You're going to pimp on her like a 19-year-old bitch just got in the game? If you do, you're going to lose that bitch, because she's expecting more for her level of hoeing than a little 19-year-old bitch. So, you know, pimping is subjective to the situation, to the pimp that's actually doing the pimping. So it's subjective to his knowledge of the game and the way his bitches receive his knowledge of the game. That's how the game is going to be laid down.
Now I offer you this. People say, you know, can people pimp, you know, so will be like, well, all pimp is the same, right? In the sense of why? Because we might do things different, but it's the same. Why? Because it's pimping, right? So what I would say, knowledge, right? Will pimping be the ice cream in different ways would be the flavor?
Well,
but it's still ice
can't
cream.
Really say that it's all. I can't really say that it's all the same, show.
No. But
you
the
know,
flavor.
when I was coming up,
Look, now,
we didn't respect the internet.
Knowledge.
The internet was fake pimping. Nowadays, it's the real. It's what people do.
Knowledge. The flavor, right? That's what I'm saying. It's all ice cream, but it might be different flavors. But it's still ice cream.
But it's still ice cream.
That's what I'm saying.
I got you.
Right.
No,
So
I got you. I mean, there's basic rules that guide and coach the game, like as far as serving and, you know what I mean, you know, not being intended. There's a basic playbook for the game, but there's a basic playbook for basketball too, but everybody got their own flavor that they put on it, but it's still basketball. I understand what you're saying, you know, but everybody applies it in their own way due to their own understanding. So you can't expect, like, okay, the way you might execute, right?
Go ahead.
If it's not the way I might execute, I can't say you're wrong. Right. I can't say you're not pimping properly. It's just you might be doing something like that I'm not into. Like the strip club guys. I'm not a strip club guy. I'm just not doing it. But it's just because of things that I like. I don't like no strip club manager telling my bitch what to do. You know, I'm just funny like that. Ain't nobody gonna be telling my folks what to do but me. And the strip club always was just kind of weird in that aspect for me. But that does not mean that the wait out, peace. That does not mean that what the guys do in the strip club is your pimping.
Okay, now right there, now let's unpack that just a little bit, because watch this. Remember how you said you don't want, you know, the manager or somebody else telling the bitch what to do? Now, what about this? Does this go with it too? The DJ gets the tip. The manager gets the tip. The security gets the tip.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So look, but is that pimping? Is that ice cream? Or is frozen yogurt?
It's still pimping, because at the end of the day, she comes and turns it over to him. What's the difference between that
in the hotel room? Because
the hotel room, when you put a bitch in the casino and she plays the slot machine so she can be in there for a little bit, buys a little drink. She's still paying to play in the place that she's at. She's just paying a different tab.
Okay, but she's not paying a different man. Right? So
I mean, you're paying a different man, because I'm pretty sure there's a man that owns the casino.
Well, then who owns the condoms?
I'm pretty sure there's a man that owns the
knowledge? Who owns the gas station knowledge? Right? Who owns the clothes we buy? I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying the 100%. The 100%, right? That's
don't get it twisted. I agree with you on the strip club thing. I don't like it. I don't like it. I like you ain't gonna get no argument with from on that. I don't like it. I'm not with it. All the shit you about to say is why I don't fuck with it. Yeah, it's not my style of pimping. But can I say that a man that's engaging in that and he got bitches out there that's handling it for him and checking it into him and loyal to him? Can I say that that man's not pimping? No, it's just not my style of doing the thing. Just like back in the days, I thought the internet was goofy. I thought that's where niggas went to hide hoes and motherfucking the niggas with the young bitches. Now it's actually the norm. You find more bitches on the internet than you do outside.
Okay, now let me
You know
ask
what
you
I mean?
this.
But now it's accepted as pimping.
Okay, look, now let me ask you this with the strip club example, right? Let me ask you this: is it hoeing?
Strip club?
Yeah.
Listen, yo, you're not gonna get me to say anything positive about the strip club. I don't like it. So I'm biased. I'm not the right one.
If you hear this,
I'm
no,
biased like a motherfucker.
look, no, you hear this. Was she a stripper in the strip club or hoe in the strip club? You see what I'm saying? Or you hear, depending on the area, right? Like the weather, if it's snow, certain weather. The strip club is really the whole house in a sense. You know what I mean? So,
A lot of
because this is
places,
what I'm saying.
places like Houston, and you places, certain, and you places, yeah. I mean, but me personally, I don't like it. That's just me, you know. But I'm not gonna speak negative on people that have found that. I can't speak negative on that because I came up off the blade. When I came up, we called strippers $2 hoes, and no real pimp would have them. And there was no such thing as the internet, so we only could go outside. So that's my perspective because that's where I was raised. That's where I got laced. I got laced outside.
Ooh,
So
I got
I'm
one.
gonna see it as my best way.
I got one. Look, knowledge. Can the strip club or anything for that matter, if it can't teach the game, right? So can the if a pimp did all the time working in a strip club, for example, could the strip club teach him the game? You know,
Hell no.
or any
Hey, show. I'm with you on everything. I'm not a strip club advocate. I'm the wrong guy to ask because I'm gonna say hell no. You ain't gonna learn shit in the strip club but how to hide a bitch from stripping. But that's me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not to say that the gentlemen that are in there are doing anything wrong.
I think a lot of this
I'm
really
just not
boils down to the motive of
in
why people
any
do what
way,
they do.
shape, form, or fashion.
Right. See, because the thing about the
Hold on,
strip
hey,
club,
Joe, I'm gonna step out and come back in and see if we can fix this echo. I'm gonna jump out and come back. 60
okay.
seconds.
Can you hear me,
I
King?
get you.
Yeah. Because my thing, y'all, it's just down to motive. You know what I mean? If I say